The Rap Roundtable.
Episode 115 of New York's #1 podcast for hip-hop. Get your ones up. You know what I mean?
You niggas won!
We the best out here doing it in New York City.
Easily. Talk about
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Make sure those ones are up.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure the like button is hit. Make sure the subscribe option is hit. Make sure that you continue to run those numbers up because, again, we thank y'all for doing the necessary because as you do the necessary, we continue to elevate. Again, this is episode 115. It's your boy Jav alongside Sincere the Rap Snob.
What up, what up?
Alongside Beanie the Balance. Alongside the homie Mase. Walt in the cut. Ginobili, as Mase The Voice would say.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? And, you know, this is the last time we was in the studio, we was at around 19,000 and some change on the cusp of, and I feel like since the last time we were here, the world has changed quite a bit. There's been a lot going on in hip hop. You know what I mean?
A lot of litigation.
A lot of litigation going on in hip hop. Since the last time we were here, we had to chop it up with the company, man.
Salute.
Yes,
Great episode.
Yes.
Salute. Real one.
We had Ray Vaughn and Daylight respond to the homie Joey Badass.
Right. Yeah.
Then we had Ray Vaughn in the chat along with Lupe Fiasco snuck into our chat. Appreciate the super chat, Lupe, again.
Facts. Yes, sir.
Dropping bread.
And then after that, you had Drake dropping a civil lawsuit and then going to the federal lawsuit. So in the midst of all of that chaos, building with the company, man, new disc records, we creeped over 20,000 subscribers.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey, where's the applause for that?
Oh, you're right. You know, I'm really talking about my mouth.
Every fucking win, man.
That's quite impressive. We're gonna celebrate each and every win, even if it's just 3,000 views. Because again, as we always say, YouTube is probably the hardest platform to get real success on as an absolute nobody. One view is a win, because there's people who start YouTube pages and they'll have 0 views on mad videos before they get 1.
Man.
10 is a win, 100, 1,000, so on and so forth. So hell yeah, we gonna celebrate 20,000 subscribers. Big victory for the guys. Big victory for the chat, because y'all made that shit happen, running those numbers up, following through with the likes and the subscriptions.
We did it, but y'all did it too.
We thank y'all. So again, like I said, the last live, make sure that y'all have y'all cups ready, because we was gonna pour one up. So a shot to 20,000. Shout out to the homie Walt, who's been here for like the last 10,000 of those.
Yes, sir.
Pour one up. Salute to y'all.
Yes, sir.
Sincere the Rap's not my guy. Masito, Beanie, and the Cuckers are far away. Cheers. We putting one up.
Hard work, brothers.
Oh man, so you know, if the episode goes off the rails, you know exactly why.
Salute to these good guys.
It's about to be a good one.
So
Triple cup for me.
Salute to us, salute to y'all, to the day ones, to the right nows, as Deanie would always say. We love everybody who pulled in. Shout out to everybody on the community post. There's people that I saw in the community post who haven't commented on the post in years, but they made sure to show love. There's people who don't even pull in no more. We don't miss y'all. And I say that respectfully only because we knew that it was a temperamental relationship. I feel like the people we locking in with right now is people who here for the good times, the bad times. We get cursed out by the West Coast, and they come right back
all the time.
Because it's not about temperamental. It's about agreeing sometimes and disagreeing some other times.
I mean, we just got that one comment from one viewer. It said, "Great episode. I agreed sometimes, I disagreed sometimes, but overall, like, the content was amazing."
That's what it's all about.
That's what we fuck with.
I feel like when we started this podcast,
cussing me out right now.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
When we started it, it was just to create that atmosphere, because we kind of saw from all the way out how stand culture ruins like rap discussions. And we always wanted to just be like, let's just talk about some shit. It don't have to be no side choosing. Let's just build.
Right.
And shit, it's sort of a microcosm of our own relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like a macrocosm, like, bigger than us. But our own relationship, especially this guy and me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jav and I go way back, disagreeing like a motherfucker.
Almost getting written up at work and shit, arguing about some rap, nigga. Because we love this shit. You know what I mean?
We still come back together and build, man.
You
That's
say
what
the
it
synopsis of the Rap Roundtable is
Hell yeah.
argument, bro.
Hell yeah.
Story.
Hell yeah. The break room arguments with niggas who's not even on the pod.
Know that.
I think at one point we was all in different sections of work, but we'd all be on lunch at the same time. Some of us wasn't supposed to be on lunch at the same time.
Hey.
Calling security.
Arguing about rap. If it wasn't rap, it was hoop. They used to call us. Damn, I forgot about. They used to really call us because they had the office around the corner. We was too
Niggas would be
noisy.
laid back for their
No, the
breaks.
office was right there.
It was just a lot of. It was a lot of
fact.
energy,
I
man.
They was
remember-
mad when we was on break.
remember a
They
few
was.
times them having to come
They
in
was.
like, yo, I'm mad noisy.
Bro, we got in
Mad
a
loud.
lot of troubles. And now from that, spawned the rap round table.
You did.
Now we got 20,000 new co-workers essentially all arguing with
Right.
us.
Love
With
it.
us or against us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But as always, you can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, Twitter.
Hola.
The beat you hear in the background is brought to you by Sincere Beats. He makes beats.
Holla at me.
Super
The beats are not going anywhere. We'll do our best to make sure that it's not as loud for the few people who have issues with it. Shout out to everyone who's already inquired about beats or purchased beats from Sincere because, again,
Yes.
we're not just playing these beats for the fuck of it. Like, it's promo. Sincere is
Yeah,
a
that
producer. If you're a rapper or you know a rapper that needs some beats, he makes beats. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
Holla at me again.
So just get familiar, get used to it. We'll do our best to make sure that it doesn't bother the handful of y'all that don't like it. But this is what it's going to be. The new roundtablemerchant.com will be here by the first week of February. DSPs will be same thing, first week of February.
Yes.
We are locking in. Make sure y'all maintain locking in. And make sure if y'all already subscribed, share the shit.
Yes.
Shouts to Firebird. You know what I mean?
Yo,
They're
salute
right.
Phoenix.
Fire,
Yes.
man.
And as always, everything else that we've said,
We are
always
tonight's
tonight's
entertainment.
So, with the federal case on the horizon,
Mm.
we reacted to it.
The ass whooping worthy of litigation.
Man,
Damn.
The Drico.
what the Drico.
The-
Because we're not gonna put the other name on because it's a rapper name now, you know what I mean?
Woo.
But it's like we didn't talk too crazy about the verbiage in the case, Masito.
Right.
Part of it was because we were more focused on the artist. Part of it is because sometimes I feel like the audience doesn't need us to regurgitate what they already know.
Right.
So if you were wondering why we didn't get into certain specifics or why we didn't get into UMG's response, we'll do that right now. But before we get into UMG's response, one thing that has stood out to me in this whole thing, Mace, and I'll tell you I'm 100% wrong in this, is that I thought that if this came out and he's going to the federal government, that this would be the time where the Drake fans would say, you know what? This guy's doing a lot. I can't get with this. But it seems like a large majority of the Drake fans are standing behind the boy, supporting a federal case against a record label.
Doubling down even.
You doubling down.
Tripling down.
You have Twitter spaces with people saying they don't like the ghetto who are Drake fans. And if you like the ghetto and you don't like Drake, they don't care, etc. So I'm starting to get of the
Ghetto
belief,
is
Macito, that most of Drake fans are not. In fact, if they had any hip-hop allegiances, I am revoking it. I don't speak for the Rap Roundtable, I speak for self. I don't believe that a lot of Drake fans are hip-hop. I think that they are exactly what Kendrick Lamar said. They are all colonizers in his hip-hop shit. It just so happens that Drake raps and he makes urban music. I feel like a lot of Drake fans probably call it urban music. They don't even call it rap. So
Strong words, John.
and that's how I feel. And based on what I'm seeing on the internet from the Drake fans, and all members of the embassy, I'm snatching that back. So, Macito, talk to me, bro. I don't think Mace. I don't think Drake fans are hip hop. What do you got to say to that?
That's an interesting statement, y'all. Are Drake fans hip hop? I think we have to get to, the crux of the issue, right? Do you think Drake is hip hop? That's the big question, right?
Well, we've already decided that if there was any hope for him, the federal case absolved him of any hip hoppery. He's
Right,
toast.
right.
He's a pop star to me now.
Right.
Honestly, what Rose called him? White boy?
White
He's a white boy.
White
Sorry, Walt.
boy.
Don't go to
Sorry,
Vancouver with that talk, y'all. We gonna get him, man.
Facts.
But
Yeah.
but
Hands on deck.
that's an interesting question, y'all. Are the majority of Drake's fans hip hop? No. I say that straight up. No. Drake himself. Drake makes Beanie always makes the point. Drake makes a variety of music. Drake makes pop music, although Kendrick took the title from him, Pop Star of the Year this year. Salute to him.
That seems a little shady.
Yeah.
It's not far fetched.
Dini, you the last because somebody outed you today
yo,
even about how you really feel about Kendrick. So
Hey, we can talk about it.
you know,
But
well,
Wait, what happened? Did I miss something?
that he been slandering Kenny the
Yo.
whole way.
I mean,
Yeah, low key.
Deanie's
You know,
the
you
famous
can't-
The
you
most
can't-
backhanded of compliments every time, bro.
you can't have that many songs on the top of the charts and not be considered somewhat.
He made a
of pop
reggae song?
artist.
I mean, Billboard gave him the title.
He made
you
an
know what I mean?
Afrobeat song?
I mean, no, I'm not
R&B?
saying he's like him.
Any
I'm not
house?
saying,
He
but
made a house. He made a house album.
his
House
music
album?
is popping, is it not?
He makes popular music.
So I'm gonna
but he's
take
not-
the first
You know?
of
So
popping.
then Jay-Z's a pop
Put-
star too. Then Nas a pop star.
You could get okay. Nah, I wouldn't say Nas, but some people might have considered that.
Jordan. That's not a pop song.
That Taylor,
One,
that Taylor
What you
Swift
want?
verse was
one,
pop.
two.
You know
Taylor
what I mean?
Swift verse.
That Taylor Swift verse was pop. That Maroon 5
I
verse.
mean, he
was
didn't
pop.
have
I
he didn't
know
have
I
the hits.
can.
That was a while. That was
Not
a while
street
ago.
anthems. I'm talking about hits
just
that you can
asking
hear
the
on the
question.
radio.
phase. That was bad
You know,
phase.
a lot of Beyonce music too. It's just a lot of
Hey, so Future's a pop star. Then.
it's a conversation. I hate that it is.
No,
but
no,
it's a
no, no conversation. Based on your logic, he's a
Popular
pop
music.
star.
They making popular music.
Okay, but
That's
you know,
all- that's
but you
all a
know
pop
what
star
we're
really
intimating
is.
when we say pop star.
I know what y'all intimating.
I wasn't
I'm
using.
just being
you know,
logical.
Deanie sound like he using his opinion. I wasn't using my opinion. I was just talking about he was awarded by
Yeah,
Billboard magazine. You know what I mean? That's just what he is.
I
You know
see.
what I mean?
I see what we going
Grammy
tonight.
Award winner, Pulitzer Prize winner, pop star of the
Nate-
year. You know what I'm
Nate-
saying? I'm
Nate's
just
throwing the
I'm
rock
just-
and hiding
it's
his
the
hand.
accolades,
It makes
John.
sense.
It's the
I see
accolades,
it.
bro. You
I
know
see
what I
it.
It's a
mean?
beautiful thing.
So
I see what's happening to you.
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Yeah, man.
we list the accolades, you know.
Wow.
But
Mhm.
listen, it'd be far fetched to say that the majority of Drake fans are hip hop. There's hip hop fans that are Drake fans. Drake makes great rap. You know what I mean? Drake, you know, he can make Scary Hours 3. You know what I mean? He can make the timestamps. He can, you know what I mean, spar with rappers. You know what I mean? I don't think that Kendrick would have, you know, gotten back at Pitbull if he sent a shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Pusha T would have sparred with Flo Rida. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I mean? So it's ultimately up to what the peers kind of, you know, how they express
How they
what
see
he's
it.
doing. You know what I mean? So is he hip hop himself? Yes, but his fans, listen, Jov, the proof is in the pudding. You go online. I seen somebody put a meme and they said, "This is me if Drake calls me for this UMG case," and it's a picture of 6ix9ine. You know what I'm saying? I see, you know, Jov himself has mentioned, you know, the inflammatory things he's heard Drake fans say, you know what I mean, all over the internet. We have to be honest here, you know what I mean? Do the people that, you know, are jamming at One Dance at Sweet 16's hip hop fans? You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. You're right. Controller, you know what I'm saying? When that's at the, you know, the summer, you know, recital or the winter recital for school, you know what I mean? I don't think the cloth is present there. You know what I mean? I've been to Drake concerts, mostly filled with women. You know what I mean? Not, you know, who I would guess are, you know, digging the crates looking for Primo records. Nah, if we're gonna be honest here, the majority of Drake fans aren't hip hop, and that's always been a fact. Not only that, it's also, you can also see it in how Drake handles himself. Drake, and this might be one of the reasons that he got himself into this jam that he's in now. Drake has always been dying for validation from hip hop fans. You know what I mean? Anything, you know, whether it's a verse, whether it's, you know what I mean, a battle he didn't have to get himself into, whether it's, you know what I mean, dropping EPs because Joe Budden flames you. Like, Drake has always wanted that cred. You know what I'm saying? Cred that, you know, certain other people have gotten. You know what I'm saying? He might look at an Eminem or a Mac Miller and feel like, damn, like, the cloth respects them and they don't respect me. So he, you know what I mean? You got to look at it. Drake has always wanted that. So if you asking, I don't think somebody who's the majority of fans of hip hop are doing that. Is Rome Streetz dying for validation? You know what I mean? From rap fans, or does he carry it in spades? Pause.
You got it.
You know what I mean? So nah, like if we're gonna be honest here, you know what I'm saying? Whether you love Drake, whether he's in your top 5, whether you think he's the GOAT, you know what I mean? If we're talking about fan bases here, and he's not the only one, let's you know what I mean? We're just focusing on Drake here. There are a lot of, you know, top level hip hop artists, high level selling hip hop artists who the majority of their fans could care less about any other rapper. But we gotta be honest here. Are the majority, as a Drake fan, as somebody who's been in the rooms, you know what I mean, that's been on, you know, that's been arguing on this side, and as somebody who's observing how they're reacting now, not being able to notice that, yes, there are unspoken rules to this shit, right? There are ways that you're supposed to conduct yourself when you're amongst the cloth, right? So if I have to be honest, you know what I mean? I'm completely secure in my hip hopdom I'm on the rap roundtable, guys. You know what I mean? But nah, we gotta keep it real here. The majority of Drake fans, not hip hop fans. No.
Sincere, you know what's next.
Listen, I'm gonna try to be as fair and balanced and unbiased and leave my actual disdain for Aubrey Graham out of it.
Okay.
Then the truth telling.
This is a very nuanced, very layered conversation that we're having here, or at least it should be. You know what I mean? For one, are most fans of any hip hop artist even hip hop fans at all? Like in terms of like the big hip hop fans. I mean the big hip hop artists. You know what I mean? Are future fans by and large hip hop fans? You know what I mean? Are Megan Thee Stallion fans at large hip hop fans? You know what I mean? I think we're at an age now in hip hop where it's really difficult to try to uphold the spirit of hip hop by its essence when we're so far removed. We're 50 years in, you know what I mean? And so like the fans of these newer artists, I think we're always going to look at them in a way where, from a lens of, well, you wasn't around for Wu-Tang, you wasn't around for Rakim though, you wasn't around for BDP, NWA, you know what I mean? You wasn't around for all that. So I think on a certain level, we're always going to look at certain fans of certain newer rappers as not hip hop or not hip hop enough, right? So from that standpoint, now we're like in a different layer now, and now we have to dissect. All right, what is it about Drake fans themselves that feels less hip hop? You know what I mean? And I think it's the fact that Drake has been able to successfully make non-hip hop music and gain these fans that are outside of the hip hop realm. You know what I mean?
That's a strong word, son.
What?
He's gaming the fans, like fooling them. You saying?
Gain.
Oh.
But we could say gaming too. Hey,
Since
Freudian.
hey job, you cooking, man.
No, I thought I heard game.
But he's been able to gain fans into being his, people into being his fans, you know what I mean? By making, look, all right, I'm not gonna say game, but I'm just saying like Drake is the ultimate chameleon. You know what I mean? He's going to be whatever he needs to be for the people. Whatever the people want him to be, he can be that. I remember seeing him go on SNL and being like shocked at how good of a comedian and performer he was, an actor he was. He did one of the best Cat Williams impressions I've ever seen.
It was pretty good.
I'm like, bro, like if you can pretend to be Cat Williams, then you could pretend to be a rapper, a hip hop artist. You know what I mean? And try to uphold that sort of persona when it's not really in you. You know what I mean?
Oscar.
And so
Denzel worthy.
right. And so when it comes to that, it's like, you know what I mean? He like I was saying, he's the ultimate chameleon. He's going to be whatever he needs people to be. Whatever he wants people, whatever the people want him to be, right? And he's made all of these R&B hits. He's made, the reggae hits, the dancehall hits. He's made a whole house album. You know what I mean? He's gone after every single demographic, and he's been able to gain all of these fans. But at the end of the day, say, I am the best, most successful rapper, hip hop artist alive, because he raps when he feels like rapping. You know what I mean? And so when it comes down to it, are most of his fans hip hop fans? No, because he doesn't mostly make hip hop music. You know what I mean? Or if he makes like 50% hip hop music, the other 50% is going to be spread out between R&B, singing joints, dance hall joints, house joints, with spread out over all of these different other genres, right? So think of it this way. You know what I mean? If he's 49% hip hop and then another 51% all of these other genres mixed together, is he even a hip hop artist? You know what I mean? So like by that rationale, by extension, his fans aren't gonna be mostly hip hop artists. And they're like the way that they talk. I was in the spaces the other day, and I was hearing some of these Drake fans speak. The way they talk, the dog whistles that I heard, talking about the ghetto, and talking about Compton in a certain way, and you know, trying to uphold all of these, you know, codes and rules, and that, bro, like it's so obvious that these stans don't know anything about the cloth, don't know anything about the culture, don't know anything about where hip hop came from, but want to dictate what hip hop is and who's a hip hop artist. To them, I say, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck off my lawn with that bullshit.
Respectfully.
You know what I mean? So yeah, at the end of the day, no. Drake, the majority of Drake fans, the hardcore ones, not hip hop fans. They're just Drake fans.
Interesting. You need a balance. Where you at with this argument?
Sheesh. Great points by these gentlemen.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
That shot is starting to do its job, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I think it was working on Sin early.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
already on fire. It's weird because you made a great point when you talked about because you're a fan of a artist that makes hip hop. Like, we've been to Wu-Tang shows, you know? It's a trillion white people there. Now, am I saying now all those people are a fan of hip hop? Maybe no. Maybe they listen to Billy Joel all day. Maybe they're just a fan of Wu-Tang Clan. Does that revoke their hip hopness though? You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
There you go. So by that
If
logic,
they only listening to Wu, how does it not revoke their hip hop?
But Wu is the culture though. So even if you just
No. I think he's saying it doesn't revoke Wu-Tang's hip hop.
Oh, okay.
and it doesn't revoke the listeners' hip hopness too.
That's what I was fighting.
Oh.
If I'm
I
the
think it
biggest
does.
Wu-Tang Clan fan, but that's the only rap I really listen to.
They're not a hip hop.
They're not hip
So they're
hop.
just a fan of-
They're
they're
not
just a fan
living
of
it.
Wu-Tang.
It's like I could go. Let's say I could go to like a gun. I mean, maybe not today, but like once upon a time, I would have gone to a Guns N' Roses show. You know what I mean? Because I like Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
I'm not a rock fan. I'm not a heavy
I
metal
go to Blink
fan.
182 show. I'm not.
You're just
mosh
a fan
pitting.
of Guns N'
Fuck,
Roses.
you know
I'm
what
a
I mean?
fan of them.
Okay. So
You know what I mean?
but if they made hip hop music and they made different genres of music, if you like their hip hop music, are you not a fan of hip hop? I'm just trying to clarify this as a person that's a listener, because I'm sure there's a million people out there that's like, yo, I like all genres of, I like so many rap artists.
Here's my thing. If I say something like I don't really like rap, I don't really like hip hop, but I'll listen to Will Smith. Or I don't like rap, but I'll listen to Eminem. I like Eminem.
That's why I used Wu-Tang, because I said deep rooted in the culture.
Well, but then you're cherry picking like a certain artist.
No, I see what he's saying.
You get what I'm
He's saying
saying?
that Wu-Tang is so hip hop.
If you love the
that if you
roots
love
of the
them,
culture,
then you gotta have
by
some hip hop in you.
extension,
I'm
you
asking.
love hip? Nah,
Because
I don't think it works that way.
There's a kid right now that's listening to the pod that's like, yo, like I love like rap music.
I don't think there's one single.
So it just can't be one artist. Let's say it's two artists.
This is why hip hop is hip hop as a culture.
I'm just saying that because there's people that might have told me,
And-
yo, you didn't listen to Easy Mo B growing up, nigga. You're not hip hop. Like,
Listen,
you know, I just don't want it to be like.
look, I love KRS.
I just don't want it to be on that type of time. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
Sin, let him cook a little bit.
All right,
You know
but
what I'm
let me just say this. I love KRS-One. You know what I mean? But I did kind of agree with Biggie when he said, yo, you can't be one guy and say that you are all of hip hop, that you're just hip hop. It's different ways that you could take it. You know what I mean? Pause.
Sheesh.
Like
I'll let it live.
we could all say, all right, I'm hip hop, like you're hip hop, like he's hip hop. You know what I mean? But when you start saying like one rapper or one artist or group is enough hip hop to where you like them, and now you are a hip hop fan.
I dig that.
That kind of validates the Drake fans.
He's right. So let's say.
That's
So I
interesting.
make it a little more complicated. Let's say
That's
you like a
interesting.
label. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like maybe 7, 8 artists of that one label. Let's say you're just a Young Money head. I give you an example like that. You love Drake, you love Nicki, you love Wayne, but that's really the only 3 artists you fuck with. It's like, can you tell that person that?
And
it's
the
just
thing is, when go ahead,
jump,
my
jump,
fault.
jump.
Now, when you talk about like fans of artists, like is a person who just listens to trap music, are they a hip hop fan? You know what I mean? Like a dude who just listens to Future and just listens to 21. Don't care about bars, you know what I'm saying? You don't care about, you know what I mean, the history.
But trap has
you
some
know?
hip hop roots as well.
But I'm talking
So
about
does Drake though.
We're
Drake,
naming-
whenever Drake comes out, what do they say? He sounds like Fonte. You know what I mean? He was
Sound
influenced by
did.
Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's not
Drake,
08 anymore.
I mean, I guess, you know
He's
what I mean?
so far
I
removed
guess.
from that guy.
I
like
guess.
or if somebody was like all
Some
they
songs
like
are,
is
but
like
the
a
timestamps
segment
aren't.
of 70s hip hop and they don't like nothing else
Even,
after that.
even the time sense
Like-
starts sounding the same, honestly.
I just don't want to go around just revoking every nigga's hip hop card just because
Right.
some people ain't deep rooted in the culture. Maybe they're not hip hop like you. But you know what I'm saying? But they still could be a part of the culture. That's the way it is it not?
How about this?
Cook.
Because I've been thinking recently, you know what I mean, as I'm getting older and I see a lot of my friends getting older and things changing, you know what I mean, views changing,
Facts.
you know what I mean, personalities changing. I feel that you start getting to a certain age or age range and you really settle into who you are
Right.
Mm-hmm.
or who you've always been, right? And then like, so it could be that, you know what I mean, somebody like Drake, I hate to do this, but you know how Post Malone had the hip hop, the rap
few
phase?
songs, yeah.
Maybe.
Don't do that to Drake.
No, I'm not doing
That's
it to
why I
Drake.
use
trying.
I'm
I
just
use
saying.
He's trying.
culture. This is not culture though.
No, I'm just saying, and I'm speaking. Here's the thing, and I like.
And niggas aren't
I
begging
don't-
Post Malone for raps like
No,
they
no,
are
I
Drake.
get, I
you know
get
what I'm
you.
saying?
But this is
Like,
what I'm saying.
But this
Or-
is not
or a
about
nigga-
Drake. This is
or a
about
nigga
Drake
that-
fans, my nigga.
Or a nigga
Sure,
that only
sure.
likes New York hip hop. He don't like nothing about nowhere else. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Well, we are hip hop. New York is
that's
hip
what
hop.
I'm talking. I'm talking about, but the nigga who just may only listen to the trap music. Can I look him in his face and say you're not a part of hip hop when trap music is a part of hip hop? If that's all, maybe he listens to a bunch of artists from that one genre, but that's the genre
But
he
you
fuck with.
making a whole other argument. You went from one group
No.
to a bunch of niggas to a whole
'cause
genre.
we talked about. I said culture. I gave one group. Obviously, if you're listening just to if you all you eat is motherfucking chopped cheeses, my nigga, you a chopped cheese nigga. You're not.
I don't want to talk to you about fucking burgers if you want to eat
But
chopped
let's say
cheese.
you eat different things. You eat chopped cheese. You eat steaks. You eat, but that's just what you.
Then you're a food connoisseur.
Then you're just.
You're a music lover.
Pause. You're just in the cow area. You know what I'm saying? All you eating is beef. Pause. That sounds crazy. But that's what I'm talking about. Can we have a full conversation of like food with a person that just only are they still not a fan of food just because they only fuck with that type of food though? I'm just talking about it from a young nigga growing up
If a nigga's
listening
only
to
eating a chopped cheese sandwich, I'm not asking him what he think about sushi,
obviously
bro.
if all he consumes is chopped cheese, is yes, but who the hell there might be a nigga in the Bronx that just eat chopped cheese. Let me not say that. But if he eats different kinds of like, let's say he eats fucking oxtails.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's eating steaks. He's eating lamb chops. He's eating different shit. It's not a
He's a
wide.
foodie.
It's not a broad selection. Like a nigga that might eat everything. You get what I'm saying?
So
To the
then,
nigga that eats everything, he's like, you're not a foodie.
so then he's a carnivore.
Okay. Then maybe that's the word we need to find for niggas that listen to Drake.
Let's go back to talking about the fans, right? Specifically, not necessarily
I
Drake.
think he's talking about the fans.
Okay. And I'm gonna say this from like personal experience with like somebody that I know, right? Who shall go nameless. So one or two things can happen here, right? So with Drake, I feel like Drake grew up as a huge fan of hip hop while not really living within hip hop culture.
Understood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In Canada.
Yeah.
Right.
There's hip hop in Canada. We
No,
gotta
there-
stop doing it. Canadian fans don't like
But
when we do that.
we're talking about specifically Drake though. I don't think Drake
And
was.
we talking about 2005 Canada.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm
gotta
saying?
talk about
I'm sure there was some
2025.
hip hop culture,
When
bro.
he was saying
They
shit was
had
ignorant. We're
Chaos
talking
and
about this
Cardinal
kind of.
Fishy album.
They
They
was
had two
rapping,
rappers,
though.
bro. They had two rappers.
So I feel
They
here's
had
what
two niggas, bro.
Right.
Oh,
so
y'all
here's,
foul.
here's what I feel about his fandom. One, I feel like a big portion of his fandom relate to that aspect of him, being a big fan of hip hop while not necessarily having grown up within the conditions that birthed hip hop, back in,
The Eminem thing.
1970,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Whatever.
Hip hop started out as pop.
So there's that aspect of
When
it.
you did that
There's
shit.
that aspect of it.
That's what it gets. Yeah.
But this goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, we're so far removed from the 51 years ago,
Mm.
you know what I mean? That can we really expect that of everybody in today's day and age? So
Yes.
yes?
Yes.
Okay. You say yes.
Say what you want. Them little drillers to me, they represent a leg of
They
hip hop
are-
culture too.
They are a section of
The
the culture.
fashion, the way they walk, the way
Yeah.
they talk. That's
Okay.
hip
But are
hop.
there fans, hip hop fans though?
Or they just fans of the
If
drill.
a nigga just listen to drill Batman voices all day, you call him a hip hop fan?
If he's on that
'Cause that's
all
what they
day,
do.
that's all he's rocking. That's what a lot of these kids are
The
listening to
drillers
today.
is a derivative of hip hop, so I'm gonna say yes.
That-
Drake
Same
is
way I feel
derivative
about
of
trap
hip hop
music.
though.
I don't know that.
Now, so I'm gonna go back. So that was one part of it. I think the other part of it is that once you achieve a certain level of success making hip hop music, the ultra hyper capitalist hip hop fans are immediately gonna say, "That's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT." You know what I mean? If you are a hip hop fan while also being a hyper capitalist, then those two things meet.
He lines up.
The
The
that's
Jay
the
Z
GOAT.
role.
Exactly.
Kind of, yeah.
Now, but Jay-Z had hip hop had fans before he
This is true.
fully
Well,
crossed
true.
over.
That's the
This is
thing.
true.
That's the thing. But that was in the 90s. You know, where it was a different time back then.
But nah, we can't do that because you would say right now that Kenny's fan base is majority hip hop heads.
Nah, no question. Well,
They
there
more.
is a big section of
Of
mean,
course, because
that
it's
fuck with
popular
him too. Yeah.
But the
Y'all was calling them Coffee House last year. Y'all sure?
coffee
about
house
that,
raps
man?
and hip hop are two different arguments. Sin is in the coffee house.
Listen.
He makes beats in the coffee house. He hip hop as fuck.
Hey,
chill.
hey,
The
me and
coffee
Mase don't
house.
see eye to eye very often, but when he calls out the
The dichotomy.
hypocrisy,
Yeah.
How is it hypocrisy though?
I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Time
look,
out. See,
The
time out.
financial aspect.
How is it hypocrisy if you make beats in a coffee house? You're
Nah,
you're the biggest hip hop head on this pod.
Hey, listen, I love me a coffee house.
But that's my point.
I love me some good-
Coffee house raps just means it's a certain kind of aesthetic that fits the coffee house.
more deep rooted?
That don't mean that niggas is not heads.
But
Therefore, then you not a head.
Listen,
then if
but
you want to
no,
sanction
no,
what
no.
he's saying,
But
then
they
you're
play-
wrong.
but they play
Then
a
you
lot
gonna
of
head
shit
your
in
head in this
Coffee
back
House.
pause right now.
Hold on.
They play a lot of shit in Coffee House.
Hey, I remember once upon a time, y'all was denigrating the coffee house rappers.
We still do.
It can be. It
Y'all
can be.
still
It
do.
can be a little
But
tedious sometimes. It can be.
See, this is the y'all playing a nasty game right now. We denigrate the coffee house niggas, but have we ever said they not hip hop? Has
Nah,
that
we
ever
never did
been a
that.
talking point?
I just
we
assumed.
just said y'all just.
That don't make an ass out of you and me, nigga.
Y'all might have
That's
a
your
yashiki,
fault.
but it'll be
That was
all right.
ass and caps. You did that yourself.
telling you.
The fuck outta here.
Hey, coffee house. I don't feel
Nah,
like
but
there's
the
no
only
coffee.
the only bail I give to Drake before
So
I give
sin
up,
is not hip hop then.
the only bail I give him is this. Like
coffee
growing up,
Yes!
we always wanted to see if somebody could like transcend the boundaries of just rap. We did. You know what I'm saying? It was dope to
We
see.
like that.
It was dope to see that somebody could basically tap into all those different sounds and still make good sounding music. As much as we cook Drake, that is a beautiful thing to do that. There hasn't been too many artists that can even achieve
Well,
that
let
success.
me get in here because
Yeah,
it's
what
been a
you
lot
mean,
of
yeah.
talking, and I feel like y'all niggas is not answering the question. I keep talking about the artists. We talking about the fans.
I was talking about the fans though.
Yeah, you was talking about the artists just before I jumped in.
But I was talking about but I'm talking about the
He
fans.
talking about artists
as
and
far
coffee
as-
house raps. We talking about the fans.
It's hard to. I mean, you can't tell a nigga he's not hip hop, but in some ways it's
I'm
like
tell-
can
I'm
you
tell
tell a
niggas
nigga he's not hip hop?
He not.
Listen, what I heard in that Spaces on X Twitter, that's not hip hop, bro.
So here's what I'll say.
That's
You
not
know,
hip hop.
part of the,
Yo, I'm sorry. There was one. I'm sorry. Because I just remembered. There was one guy. There was somebody that said at this point, Drake has done so much. He basically created hip hop.
That's
See,
weirdo
that-
shit. That's
that's-
weirdo shit.
Come
that nigga's
on,
a dick
bro.
sucker, bro. That's
That's
dick sucking
weirdo
shit.
shit.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's weirdo shit, bro.
I don't even use that phrase, but that's dick sucking. Like
Yo,
you
man.
on your knees at that point.
Drake
You know
said
what I
that
mean?
man
Nigga
from
that
OVO
came out
man.
in
And you know
2009
what?
created hip-hop.
And that's Sin making that point. That's the problem that I have with a lot of Drake fans. It's not you. Let's be clear. There's a lot. It's too many Drake fans who are too comfortable sucking dick. Like they are dick suckers. Because you know how we argue about our favorites amongst each other
Yeah,
in the chat, whatever the fuck. We're talking about music. We're talking about moments in the culture, like classic albums, etc. A lot of these Drake fans default to sucking dick. Like, he created hip hop. I don't like the ghetto. I love what he does. He has so many hits. Look at the stats. Like, get off his dick.
It's a lot of knobs.
What about the bars? What's like we always joking, we could be like, yo, what is that one verse that had you like, yo, this nigga's amazing? I don't hear no Drake fans having these conversations. Or if they do have the conversation, there'd be some shit where he was singing to his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, that's your apex, a harmony with some raps. A harmonic rap is his apex performance as a lyricist.
He got some moments though.
That's not the argument,
I know.
Dini.
I know.
What I'm saying is the fans, when they get into it, a lot of the common Drake fans do not have those moments. They default to glazing and dick sucking. And then the one thing, and the main thing that I've noticed in this moment that he's having right now, where he himself, because again, I want to make it clear, if you haven't figured it out, for me personally, Drake is not hip hop to me anymore. Like, once you go to Babylon, once you go to the federal government,
that's wicked shit.
you're not hip hop. Going to, like Mase talking about, oh, he's going against the man. When you go to the man to tell on the man, you're not hip hop.
Also,
You were very good, bro.
I do want to interject here because I know somebody in the chat is going to say something like, "Oh, but Jay-Z went and he sued the
If they want to
person that was
conflate
giving-
those two
giving
things, then
allegations
And that's
of
just reaching.
like it's a different thing when you're in a battle and everything goes, and that's the thing. That's the thing.
just say don't go on another tangent because I'm making a point.
All right. I'm just saying that's the thing where I know y'all motherfuckers is not hip hop because y'all look at this battle and say, "Oh, Kendrick went too far." There's no rules in this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So the thing that stood out to me, and that's why I always say I want to make sure that Mase and the people who are of Mase's ilk are not part of this conversation. Because there's a lot of people who are, this is a line that we're seeing. Oh, if you don't like Drake so much, why do you keep talking about him? Like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Like, why? Like, well, are we picking on Drake too much? What hip hop fan says it about another nigga? Well, stop talking about him so much. Stop picking on him. Fuck out of here.
Stop doing weird shit.
Stop doing all right. I never heard niggas saying stop picking on Jay-Z when niggas was picking at his carcass after Nas cooked him. The fuck are we
Facts.
talking about?
Facts.
When the bridge is Overdraft, was niggas saying stop picking on him? Nah, go to war. The same shit I've been saying the whole time. Drake, pick your pen up, go to battle, go to war. Same thing for J. Collabs. Pick up your pen, go to war. Those are the rules in hip hop. Again, it's almost like, you go back to the DJs. The fucking mix show battles. The whole emphasis is you stand on your shit or you die on your shield. At no point has Drake tried to die on his shield. Now you going to the fucking law. Oh, but I'm not suing Kendrick. I'm suing the label for sanctioning the things that Kendrick said. Fuck you, Drake.
Yeah.
Fuck your fans. Because it's like, oh, stop picking on him. He's not, and it's not fair that he can say, so, but when a nigga threatened to expose him at the end of push-ups, that was okay? When he allegedly exposed him as being a wife beater and his kid is his managers, that's okay. But the minute the PDF allegation stuff flying in the opposite direction, he's gone too far. When the podcasters are kicking his back in for doing some sucker shit, that's too far. Stop talking about him so much. Extra sassy. That's not hip hop.
Thank God we wasn't on the lawsuit.
87% of that fan facts, because we didn't have access like that. You know what I mean? But it's like 87% of his fan base to me is not hip hop. They just fans of him. I see what you're saying with the Wu-Tang argument, right? But you know what them fans love about Wu-Tang? The raw energy. More than anything else, especially the white people, they love the energy Wu had. The unfilteredness, the characterizations of the different artists, shit like that. They resonate. There you go, War in the cut. They resonate with Drake with so much sucker shit.
Yeah.
They resonate with all the sucker shit that we don't like.
That's me playing devil's advocate though. It's like
I
if
respect
all you eat is pepper pot, I can't just say you love Guyanese food because all you eat is pepper pot. You know what I'm saying?
mean,
You got to
that's
eat a few more things.
But yeah, I'd pull your card.
You
You know what I mean?
you feel me?
Go ahead, Sam.
But no, but that's the thing though, because people are gonna resonate with different aspects of hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it has to be like when you say you're a fan of hip hop, follow-up question. What is it about hip hop as a culture at its core that you like?
Mm.
If you then point towards an artist like Wu-Tang, I'm like, you know what I mean? They were early on in the culture. They exhibited a lot of the rawness coming out of, you know what I mean, the inner cities.
You're a canon event in hip hop.
You know what I mean? Right. And they so many different styles of emceeing. All right, cool. When you point towards Drake, and I'm like, but then he made all those R&B songs, and then he made all those dancehall songs, and then he made all those house, a whole
Some of the
house
songs were
album.
good. I like some of them songs.
No,
A
I
buck is a
understand
buck.
that. And then, but he does so much sucker shit, and then I'll hear people say, "Oh yeah, nah," but he gets the club lit, right? And that's where I have a problem, because getting the club lit does not automatically make you hip hop. It's good. It's good, right? If you get a hip hop club to rock to your song, that's what's up. But if you're like in fucking Tulum or something, and then all of a sudden you're rocking to all this house and to all this techno and to all this doom 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 four to the floor music, and all of a sudden you throw on some Drake and you're fucking with that too, that's aligning with a whole other genre of music, not hip hop. Oh, but he makes rap songs. So that means I like rap, right?
But
No,
you
that's
skip
not
those
what that
songs
means.
on the album.
Exactly.
You go
And
to
you
the
know what?
poppy
I'll play
joints.
devil's advocate. I'm gonna bring Mase back into this
the word.
conversation. I feel like, and I just thought about this as we were talking, because Drake has gone through many evolutions. in his
I was going to
career.
mention that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I feel like 2012 Drake, 2016 Drake would not have he wouldn't have went to the law. I feel like the further along he's gotten and the more money he's gotten in his pocket, the more success he's gotten, and the more above it all energy that he's taken in, he's kind of lost his way. Because you know what? As much as, again, we've kicked Drake's back in. There was a time, younger Drake was way more hip hop.
Right.
Again, there was the Stay Scheming era, the Meek Mill scrap. Even the battle with Pusha T, that was more, he rapped.
Yeah.
Again,
W
other
freestyle
niggas are
is
saying
hard.
how he took Kendrick more seriously than Pusha. And I'm like, based on the rapping performances, he took Pusha way more seriously. I feel like Drake has lost his way. Mase, like, am I bugging in that regard? Like him losing his way and his fan base following his every move. Like, is there a disconnect from the artist he tried to be to the artist that he is now?
Nah, you cooking right there, Job. And I don't know if it's necessarily the fan base following, but Drake has been at this for a while. I always say what people get lost on with this Kendrick and Drake battle is that this is basically Jay and Nas battling when the Blueprint 3 and Life is Good is out. Like, these dudes been out for 15 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been a lot of evolution amongst.
You saying they're
what's
not in
going
their
on.
prime anymore?
Niggas ain't hungry.
If you ain't feel like the other ones was in their prime, these ones ain't in their prime.
That's a hot take.
And at the same time, it's like, I remember the first time Jaw found out about Drake. I spit a bar, and Drake and Jaw said, "Yo, who the fuck said that?" And I'm like, the nigga that used to be on the show with Degrassi. And he went back to not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
That's a true story. That's a true story.
That's a true story.
Like, this nigga?
He said, huh?
I'm part of the problem. That's why Drake feel the way he feels. It's a lot of me's out here.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Let's not
like,
forget how he also brought litigation upon Degrassi and the producers of the show,
hey man,
because he was in a wheelchair for too long.
the OVO lawyers is elite. You better watch yourself, man. You know what I mean? I feel like we got saved because of me. You know, Maul and Act didn't get, sued neither. So I think the Rap Roundtable needs to appreciate
You know, if you
that I
might,
made sure we didn't get
you might
sued.
want to be careful because people might actually believe you. Right?
right.
Because they didn't
Shout out
accuse
to
you being
Mase.
bought and paid for a couple of times.
Right.
And we ain't seeing no paper over here from OVO, nigga.
Listen,
And this
man.
whole son, nigga.
No, man, I could have some OVO
You want to
Jordans
just do the
or
OVO round
something.
table,
Damn,
cut the check.
You dig?
Tickets was expensive, Drake. The
Pricey.
fuck? But there's Jav making a great point as usual. Drake has had a long career, right? And you mentioned 2016. Post that Views era, and even maybe a year or two before that, post the ghostwriting era. When it was revealed that Drake was ghostwritten for, he went straight into Views after that, and this current kind of way he operates artistically now was the blueprint was set out back then. You know what I mean? So I do think that there's a big chasm in the way, the first era of Drake fans. I'm talking about the comeback season when he was sounding just like Fonte, the So Far Gone era, you know what I mean? All the way up through Take Care and motherfucking, Nothing Was the Same. There was certain fans of Drake that had roots in hip hop. right? That he was still, you know what I mean? Look at Drake's early hits, you know what I mean? The motto, hell yeah, fucking right. You know what I'm saying? Headlines. These were rap songs. They were poppy rap songs, but they were rap songs. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the clout that comes with being the highest seller, the dude who goes number one, the dude who makes all the hits, all of that clout that comes with those fake fans. The niggas that just like somebody because they number one. The niggas that just like somebody because they're the numbers.
They winning.
With a lot of those fans came this new era of Drake, and y'all make a great point. Drake kind of bought into that. With the combination of the resentment that he always carried towards the cloth, along with, you know, these new fans, these people who you know what I mean, they, you know, fans who, you know, not to take shots, but fans who could be a fan of Travis Scott and not like no rap. A fan who could be a fan of fucking Tyler, the Creator, and not like no rap. Drake was kind of the nigga who brought a lot of those fans into the game. You know what I'm saying? In the same way that Eminem did a decade earlier. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think there is a chasm between them. Jaw about to cook. You know what I mean? The small forward never gets to pass to the point guard. But let's do it, bro. Jaw, what's the word?
But the thing is, and I feel like Sin is going to jump in as well. The difference between a Travis Scott fan and a Drake fan is the Travis Scott fan will like Travis Scott and won't even try to entertain rap conversations.
True.
There's a lot of Drake fans who are not quote hip hop or rap fans who want to interject themselves in the rap conversations and tell you why he's the best while not doing the knowledge on any other niggas who came before or after him. And that's when niggas is like, yo, get the fuck out. Because now when he's in some real rap, he's in the most rap shit he's ever been in with this Kenny shit. And now you saying that podcasters are picking on him? Get the fuck out of here.
Here's the thing. This goes back to what I was saying earlier, where he wants to be all of the things to all the people. You know what I mean?
TJ from Recess.
And when you pause preemptively, but when you spread yourself that thin,
sheesh, bro.
You know what I mean?
There's got to be a better way. Somehow, some way.
Not bad. But I mean, that's the only way.
When you put yourself out there so much.
Nah, that's not even what. Nah, there's only really one way to say it. But it's
burn
just
the
like
candle at both ends, bro.
But not.
Yo.
There you go. That's a good one.
But I don't like that one either.
You know what I mean? Like that one.
Hey, yo.
But look, all right, when you try, let's get back on track. When you try to be all things to all people, then who the fuck are you really?
He don't know.
To anyone.
To anyone.
Yeah.
Who are you? You know what I mean?
I think the
You're
real Drake
McDonald's. That's what you become. McDonald's.
I think you made
Not
that
talking?
reference years ago.
That's what you want a milkshake? McDonald's. You want a burger? McDonald's. You want a little fish sandwich with some cheese in it?
Shouts to Mos Def.
Tarjay.
You're Target.
Oh.
You're fucking Target.
It all reverts back, huh? Full circle moment.
And you know who loves going to Target? The ladies. Who's Drake's Target demo? The ladies.
I ain't gonna get mad. I kind of like Target.
Target's a beautiful place to
You
be.
ever take a shorty to Target? Like,
You can beat a shorty in Target, nigga.
I didn't even know.
you that nigga.
I was not familiar.
It's like taking a shorty to
It's
a Drake
different,
concert.
bro.
You that nigga.
It's different, bro.
You know what I mean? But I understand it now. You know what I mean? Like Drake, I feel like the real Drake is a nigga who go to them streams and he put that white voice on, and that's his natural voice. Rap is so weird now and all of that. That guy, that's him. The nigga who's on Flex, pretending to be Jay-Z.
With the black
Young. That guy.
hiding.
I disagree,
Y'all
John.
got
That's him.
something. Y'all got something for this. I got something for this. Hold on.
Yeah,
And then
But
he
he's the
has
same
nothing.
nigga who we see in behind the scenes geeking out over how nice Kendrick is before the beef. You seen the 100 Gigs?
He had the white voice in that one
Geeking
too?
out. Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
all I'm saying.
You can be the
Nigga's
white
amazing.
voice, but I'm saying that don't mean it's not hip hop. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
You know what I mean? That don't mean it's not hip hop. You know?
But
What
that's
was
the thing. He came. Look,
What was cooking?
that's the thing. He came in as a fan, and then he said, "Oh wait, chill. Like I could do this." You know what I mean? And like that early iteration of Drake was like Jarv said, was a different story. You know what I mean? I think at that point he was fine with having the position that he had, which is somebody that was a fan but realized that he could do it if he emulates enough of his you know what I mean, his hip hop heroes.
You know who Drake remind me of?
What's up?
And if you watch the show, he like Homelander, bro.
Oh shit.
I'm a fan of Homelander, man.
Of course you are.
I love Homelander, man.
But then at some point, somebody
Fuck
bestowed
Billy, man.
this fucking crown on him. You know what I mean? They bestowed the crown on him.
Low key hip hop did, bro.
Nah, we never did.
I mean, with Stay
never
Steven
did.
versus going at Common,
nah,
niggas was sanctioning that,
we
bro.
sanctioned
We was.
verses, but hip hop. If hip hop gave him the crown, Drake wouldn't feel so fucking resentful towards hip hop to this day.
Who would have
He
thought
got
Drake
the
would have
crown.
smoked Common,
He-
bro?
He
Listen,
got
would've
the
thought
crown,
that,
but
though?
hip hop
Deanie-
didn't give
Deanie's
him
right.
the crown.
Who would have thought
Deanie-
that?
I think Deanie is correct.
What do you mean?
Who would
I
have thought
think-
Drake would have smoked Common? We would have really taken
Nah,
it
you
serious.
right about that. I was stunned when I heard that 32.
Bruh, like there was
But
a
I didn't give him a crown. It was, oh shit,
not-
good job. Here's
maybe,
the crown.
Maybe not
Nah.
the crown, but maybe Employee of the Month. We did, bro.
I think-
Now, we gave him his respect.
Okay,
That's what we did. He was like, oh, he can really do this shit.
against the goats,
But that's the
greats.
thing.
And that's the
Again,
thing. He
was-
never won a majority. He won.
he was-
He
he
won a
was-
majority. He didn't
Like
win.
I said,
Niggas respected
You
it,
know,
bro. We
like I
did.
said earlier,
The culture
he's
respected
a
it.
chameleon. He was such a good chameleon.
He was.
Oh,
Such
hold
a
on.
good chameleon.
You about the pieces puzzle. I done figured it out.
You know what I mean? that like, you know, the Bun B's gave him respect. The Hoves gave him respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he was
It's
that
true.
good of a chameleon.
I know. I got it now, guys.
I understand it now.
I understand it now. Because now that you bring that up, I remember that particular time period because I'm getting old now. So sometimes I be forgetting shit. I be loud, but I be forgetting. But he was good after Stay Scheming. Through If You're Reading This Is Too Late. And then Meek said the thing. Meek,
Ghostwriter.
it goes back to Meek.
Ghost
Clinton.
as a Drake, as the person who's the test dummy in the situation, the Drake fan, it is a different feeling to being a Drake fan post ghostwriting. It just is the same way that there's a feeling about being a Drake fan post litigation. That was the ghostwriting. It was a thing. You know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
he became more.
You can say Drake was your favorite nigga and argue that shit, whether you felt it or not before that ghostwriting.
Hold on a second before I forget. He became more obnoxious with the stepping out of the genre post Meek as well. He wasn't fucking controlling and one dancing before Meek.
Right.
And
But
then
it wasn't just the music, it was the movements. Like even the litigation thing is like the most un-hip hop thing to do. You
Because
get what I'm saying?
he feel like hip hop don't like him, so fuck hip hop.
fuck hip-hop.
and here's the
That
thing,
side
and
is
I'm
coming
gonna
out,
try.
you
I'm gonna
heard?
try to put a bow on this.
That side is coming out.
But you
But-
mentioned that he wouldn't do that 5, 6, 7, 10
You wouldn't
years
have.
ago.
Because here's the thing: when that happened, that is specifically a hip hop rule.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You are not to have any ghostwriters for your bars. You know what I mean? And that's when he started like doubling down on all these other genres. You know what I mean? He started feeling resentment towards hip hop because they're like, why are they trying to inflict all these rules upon me as an artist? Right? And now his fans are taking that same road with him. They're traveling down that same road with him. Oh, hip hop got all of these unspoken rules. Oh, you trying to follow all of these rap rules that nobody cares about. Yes, motherfucker, because because hip hop is hip hop.
We can't go to country music and tell niggas out of country.
That's what makes hip hop what it is. You know what I mean? We
Every
do
culture
have
has
these rules.
unspoken rules.
We live by
Every
these
culture.
codes.
Yeah.
And they're not written anywhere. You just know they're handed down to you generation through generation. You know what I mean? And if you don't know them and you don't understand them,
You're not
then that
hip-hop.
means you're not hip hop. So if you're looking at Drake and you're like, oh, they're trying, poor Drake, woe is Drake because like they're trying to say he can't have ghostwriters and he can't sue after a rap battle and putting all these rules on him. All these stupid hip hop rules. When you call them stupid hip, and I seen it. I seen it on Twitter.
Fuck outta here.
When you call them stupid rap rules or stupid hip hop rules, you're not hip hop. You
Right.
don't
Against
understand.
the
These rules
culture.
were not handed to you. You know what I mean? You're a visitor.
You're a guest.
You're a
Yes,
guest.
in the house of hip
Right.
hop.
You know what I mean? And Drake has slowly gone down this path to the point where now he's going on all of these white streamer platforms,
Sorry,
and he's
Walt.
talking about how rap is weird now. You know what I mean? sidling up next to a motherfucker that's saying, yo, rap is dead. Now, granted, he
He
did,
trying to kill rap.
you know what I mean? Granted, he pushed back on that, but still, you know what I mean? He pushed back probably because he felt like he had to. But with like this journey that Drake has taken and his fans have taken with him, it's away from the culture. It's away from it's going the opposite direction of what the culture should be.
That's a fact. And even if he did push back, he created that animal when he went on the other platform and said rap is weird, which made Aiden feel like he could say rap is dead. He created their own animal, nigga. Fuck out of here. Well, we gotta move on. I didn't think we spent so much time on this topic at all. If you haven't by now, make sure you hit the like button, run the comments up, hit the subscribe option. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get to 21,000, 22,000, 50,000. Make sure you do that.
Roll the 30.
Make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. I'm gonna keep saying it again. Make sure you do that. Why? Because sometimes people get so engrossed in the conversation that they forget to do it, and that's a good thing. You enjoy the conversation.
Hit that
but
like.
it's imperative of us to remind you,
Yes, sir.
to do it. But the next thing, let's stay in that realm where we're gonna go to the West Coast.
Okay.
It's been a lot of hype, a lot of conversations on the socials about this potential Clipse and Kendrick Lamar collaboration.
Right.
I think is there a song title like yet, Sam?
Whips and chains. I think.
Whips and chains.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that because it's like I'm not making a correlation, but if you think about it, you had neck and wrist. Now whips and chain.
That's crazy.
It's kind of like a spiritual succession. You know what I mean?
The colonizer.
Neck and wrist, whips and chains.
Crazy.
It's all math, right? So that being said, it's a lot of hype about it. It's a lot of tweets, a lot of posts on TikTok, a lot of posts on Facebook, pictures of the paper clips in the dot. There's a lot of hype surrounding this potential link up. If I'm not mistaken, I think the link up might have got caught up in the litigation. I saw something, I don't know how accurate it is, but I saw something that says that part of Drake moving how he moving is to also try to block Kenny from being on his Clipse album. I don't know how accurate that is. Mase, have you heard that?
I heard litigation would wrap up the Super Bowl performance.
Well,
That's what I heard.
Can I just say something real quick on that? Just very quickly. Let's be clear. Kenny's performing the song. You know, the big platforms like the tap dance, we have no allegiances, so we can say the thing. Kenny's performing the song. He will not call him a PDF. He will not say A minor. I told y'all this like a month ago. The crowd is going to say those parts. As long as Kenny doesn't say the part, he can't get in trouble.
Right.
They're going to say PDF. Hey, Drake. I heard you like him, yeah. Sound black one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to strike a chord, and he's gonna cut it
It's
off
going to be
there,
the crowd.
and the crowd is gonna know. Yo, I
And
said
then
it
it's
on the
going to be a
live.
new song.
Such a genius line, because the line itself is fire, but then the delivery of it, so that everybody could rap, sing along to it.
He gets in no trouble. The crowd said it. I didn't say it. They said it. You know what I mean? Then it's going to go into another one of his more reputable hits, and then they'll get on with the show.
Yeah.
But all of that out of the way, right? My question is there almost too much hype surrounding this Clipse and Kendrick Lamar song, Sam?
No.
Why not?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding? Like, what did you think I was gonna say?
No, I mean, I gotta ask. If I went to Mase first, you wouldn't
shit.
have liked it. You know what I mean?
What the fuck did you think
said
I was gonna say? Listen, man, one of the greatest duos of all time. They're up there, the Clipse. You know what I mean? Up there with Mobb Deep. Up there with EPMD. You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
Up there with Outkast. Fuck it. Linking up with one of the best soloists of all time. Me personally, I've moved Kenny into my top. You know what I mean? If you disagree with that, that's your prerogative. I mean, but you can't. At this point, you like if you're arguing against Kendrick Lamar being one of the best solo rap artists of all time, I don't even know what to say to you. You know what I mean? So, one of the best duos of all time, linking up with one of the best soloists of all time. We already saw what happened on Nostalgia, right? Just with Pusha T alone. That's a classic record.
Thanks.
Right? That is a classic cut. Despite it not being a hit, again, if the Drake fans are in the chat, they're talking about, but it peaked on the Billboard at 122. I don't know where it peaked at the Billboard. But if you talking about Billboard rankings, that's not what I'm talking about. That is a classic collaborative cut right there. You know what I mean? And then you add to that They both have beef with the same motherfucker that I don't like, that I've never liked.
It's personal.
That finally in 2025, everybody else is seeing what I've been saying for 15 fucking years, bro. And they're linking up on a record when Kendrick is taking like the biggest win of his life. He's on an astronomical run, probably like in terms of being a hot artist, probably the hottest he's ever been right now. You know what I mean? You had the damn era, but this year, astronomical. You know what I mean?
I don't think the damn ever touching this era. As far as that, yeah, you right.
And yeah, I mean, and then you join that with Pusha T and Malice. I don't even know what Malice is gonna say. That's good you know what I mean? To me, that's gonna be the cherry on the Sunday, because we've already heard what Pusha T has had to say. We've heard what Kendrick has to say. What's Malice gonna say on this record? I can't fucking wait.
I think
well, with no Malice, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
You in the building,
I don't know.
I don't know.
What Malice would have said, I know, but with no Malice, it could go left or it could go right. I don't know.
You gonna read Drake a Bible verse?
Damn it, man. I mean, obviously, the only two people that have truly handed Drake an L on the same record. You know what I'm saying? After the L has been handed, after the victory laps have been victorized, it's just really, I'm almost afraid for what this record is gonna contain. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna like, you know, let's keep a positive aspect and just rap for the sake of rapping like nostalgia. I think they're gonna drop a lot of gems, a lot of little like jabs that's gonna touch this kid, pause, and just like add on to the onslaught that we've been witnessing for the last several months. But I mean, I think with the skill of those two MCs, the technical ability, man, we might get a surgical sum in the song.
Right. And I didn't even get to that part. Like the skill level of the rapping that's gonna happen on this. You know what I mean?
Right.
On top of Kenny being on the run that he's in.
And that's in the world of maybes. Now we're in the world of absolute. So it's like,
on top of that, Drake taking probably the biggest L of not only his life, but anybody's life. Probably.
We never seen a rapper sue after a rap battle. You know what I'm saying? Like to have songs omitted from Super Bowl appearances. But this possibly could be hip hop's biggest L.
This might go down as a hate crime, bro.
Statutory rap battle, bro.
I don't give a fuck. Pump that shit right in my fucking face.
I'm expecting great things from the record.
Yes, absolutely.
Beanie, any more to add to that?
Nah, I'm good.
Besito.
9 times out of 10, I say no. Because, like y'all said, this is Kenny and Pusha. Nostalgia is, if we talking modern era, one of the best MC back and forth. This shit is like, you know what I mean? Up there. That shit is 90s worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nostalgia is maybe Kenny's best guest verse ever. Let's be honest here. Like, Nostalgia was a classic from, and they still uncovering like triple meanings he meant to this day, my nigga. Like, so 9 times out of 10, I say no. And to the hip hop fan, to those of the cloth, this, you have every reason to be as hype as you want to be for this record. This is the Clipse, one of the greatest groups ever. Kendrick Lamar, like Pusha T, been chomping at the bit to get at niggas. Like, this nigga liking tweets, retweeting. I'm like, Pusha, you don't even be online, bro. Like, what the fuck? But I'll say that there is gonna be too much hype for the specific reason of the time we're in. It's 2025. People, when they turn this record on, will be expecting to hear meet the story of Euphoria. Like, they're gonna think it's like it's about to be like Ether Part 7. Like, they're gonna be wanting Push and Kendrick to like cut his throat off. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna be wanting that's what a lot of people are gonna be coming to this record for. And I personally, I don't think that they are going to give Drake, they're gonna give him his sublims. As far as I know, this record is that record that was being debuted at the Fashion Week that we heard in the background that was taking shots at Jimmy. So we've heard a lot of the record already. You know what I mean? To me, it was good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nostalgia level. You know what I'm saying? It was a cool joint. I wouldn't personally have wanted.
I expected to.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't have wanted Kendrick, like, just hearing this, I would have wanted Kendrick. I would have wanted them to cook up from scratch. I wouldn't have wanted Kendrick to just throw a bar or a verse on some shit that they doing. I would have wanted them to cook from scratch. I think that.
How long ago was that fashion show?
It's over a year ago.
Mad long ago.
You don't. I mean, it's
mad long ago.
The whole world has changed.
Right.
You know
what I mean?
I fully expect it to get reworked.
Bruh.
I hope.
I'm expecting a whole new fucking song. Like,
but me personally, that's the reason why I feel it's gonna be too much hype, because people are gonna come to this record wanting drama. It's a difference from like that hitting you from nowhere, and no offense, Deanie, you overanalyzing and say like that verse wasn't that great. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy that people are gonna give to this song. It's gonna be
you
super
sound like you supposed to be on a
scrutinized.
math podcast.
Nah, it was a really good verse. Is it a game changer verse? Is it meet the grams?
Life changing verse.
In terms of what it did, but you know what I mean by lyrically.
Changed everything.
Lyrically,
it was a gauntlet. It was the gauntlet.
Look what
you saw
what it created. No question.
Do you remember what happened in the beginning of Infinity War when niggas pulled up to New York?
I do.
And he's a herald of Thanos.
I do.
Everything changed after that, right?
Niggas' hair started moving.
What happened to the Avengers? Got split up. They was on different planets, right?
That was pure canon event, bro.
Yeah,
pure canon event.
And I think it's different than if people for 3 months or you know a month or two ahead of time say Kendrick got a verse coming at Drake. Kendrick got a verse coming at Drake and J. Cole. Kendrick got a verse coming at Drake and J. Cole. And I feel like that's what people have built this up into. You know what I'm saying? So unless they about to get into that bag that they were before, you know what I mean? When everybody wants to see this guy fall, a couple of sublims, a couple of little shots, it's going to be cool, but it's not going to be what people come into this record for. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like the hype, only because of what people are expecting, not because of the quality. I expect a hip-hop classic. Look who it is. But because of what people want blood. What streets need a body, y'all. People want blood. So when they come into this, that's what they're going to want.
I told you about giving away company secrets.
You feel me? So that's why I think that there's a little bit hype into this record than what we'll deliver.
I want to be completely honest with y'all. I'm afraid of this song. I think there's too much hype, but not for the reasons that you might think. The main reason why I think it might be too much hype with this song is because we saw this movie before with Neck and Wrist. And we loved Neck and Wrist when we first heard it. But the replay value of Neck and Wrist with time, it didn't land the way we thought it would land. It's not, you know what I mean? It didn't do what a Hove and Pusha collab you thought it would do. Hover's, he did his thing. He addressed some issues. Hove addressed issues from niggas in real time, but I felt like he didn't make a verse. I would like, to me, the God did verse is always gonna linger. It's one of those timeless joints. You know what I mean?
Bars.
Even then, they might have overrated it, but it's gonna stand.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Neck and Wrist had a lot of, like, almost half of the album promo was about Neck and Wrist. You had niggas lying about what we said about Neck and Wrist because they was using that as a talking point for their shit. Remember that?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Saying niggas said some shit that he did not say or even into me.
Yep.
That song had a lot of hype behind it.
The old days.
So from that perspective, I'm like, damn, you got Neck and Wrist, now you got Whips and Chains, and they been talking about this shit. By the time that we don't even have a release date for the album, guys. We're talking about a song that might just be an album cut.
Well, I've been seeing the clip of no pun intended. The clip of Pusha T, and they're asking him about when the album's coming out.
Right.
And he said, the album's done. We're just waiting on that one feature. Might be Kendrick holding it up.
Of course. And at this point, let's be clear. Like, we know the rapper's going to be there. We're not questioning. Malice, Pusha T, Kendrick Lamar. We know. I just don't want it to be a situation where it overpromises and underdelivers. So from that perspective, I believe that it's too much hype. On the flip side of that, I think the hype is apropos because in a lot of ways, we have been waiting for Pusha T and Drake to scrap again.
Yep.
It was Drake blocking features. Then we hear the leak of said feature. We hear the straight bars from Drake. We hear the straight bars from Pusha where we will keep telling y'all rap fans who be swearing, we just be saying shit because niggas like to say we just be yapping. And we be right so often. I remember when academics clipped our shit saying that Kendrick Lamar is going to get involved in this battle because he doesn't like first-person shooter. We had no leaks. We had no sources. We just know how Kenny operates.
Right.
Nigga, Axe clipped that. Axe's fans, the whole thread was like, these niggas are stupid. Come to find out, the biggest battle of the history was predicted on this show. It's been a lot of that. on this show, right? So I want to make sure that y'all understand what we saying, because y'all be saying we yapping it, and it's like it doesn't annoy me, but it's like, what more do we have to say for niggas to understand that we just don't be yapping?
How far ahead of
what was
time do we have
that
to say
comment
it?
you dropped it in the chat? Somebody went back and watched that episode from like a
I
year
don't
ago.
even remember, gang.
You know what I mean? And he saw the predictions.
Oh,
The
this-
shit that you
oh!
predicted,
Yeah.
and then the shit that I predicted. And he was
The
like, "Yo, y'all called everything. Subscribe."
The most deaf nigga. Was it the most deaf clip the other day?
No. This was longer ago.
Oh, okay. I mean, but again, it'd be a lot of niggas clipping out old shit and realize, oh, these niggas was about to fuck on, right?
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we was telling niggas that just like this Kenny and Drake shit's not going nowhere. It's a shadow war. We just expect litigation, but the shadow war is happening right in front of our eyes. We was expecting Pusha T and Drake to rap again. We were expecting a scrap. Drake treated Jim Jones as one of his heralds. Jim Jones picked up the baton on the behalf of the boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's waiting for Jim Jones to respond to Jimmy and Drake. Never happened. Then this battle happens. And it's like the whole time we've been sitting back like, this is cool. The mainstream niggas, this is amazing. But the cloth is like, this is cool, but where Pusha at? This is perfect time for Pusha T to get involved. So the hype part of it is like, oh yeah, now we jumping this nigga. Because that's what it's like. If Pusha T and Kenny rapping together, they jumping him, right? I'm wildin'.
Sound like.
I just galvanized in hate, bro. I can
is
only
it-
imagine what can happen between
Pusha
the two.
T and because basically Kenny closed the door on the door that Pusha T opened. The salacious battle, the expose, the playing the dirty internet games.
Straight cooking.
That was Pusha T's. The beginning of the surgical summer was Kenny's surgical spring. When you think about it,
Facts.
so now they getting together. This is Hall and Nash. This is the outsiders.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, what if what's holding this collaboration up is the fact that Drake keeps giving them more material and ammunition, and they can't keep up. They keep laying down versions. Like, this
the
motherfucker's
litigation
going
shit.
Sound like Drake playing
Or
4D chess.
the
to me.
litigation shit. Like,
If he's, that's
Maybe
why I'm
they
like,
wanna
yo,
wait
bro,
till after the
you
Super Bowl.
like
Keep
you
being a
even don't
bozo. It'll
have-
never drop.
He don't got the right team. Or he a masochist because you know these niggas is dropping, right? Low key got the drop first and has been teasing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Low.
And I didn't even think about Sin Angle till he just said it. We can't. If you keep now, you telling the feds. That's who gonna write the best bar about that? No malice. He gonna take the godly approach. The niggas try to go to the law.
Federal.
You got the most sinister nigga alive with Pusha T who's gonna he's gonna laugh at him going to the law.
You can't
Then
wait.
you have a full-on a bloodthirsty rapper. That's why I keep telling y'all niggas about Kenny. I don't gotta like Kenny to know how this nigga operate. I almost want to call him a bully in a lot of ways because he's like,
Yes.
he like to punch on niggas, and it's like, now you telling on me? Back, you know what I mean?
He's the
It's
he's the
a-
guy that knows precisely
What button to push?
what button to push, but also how much power he has and trying to be responsible with it and being like, I can't be unloading the motherfuckers like this.
I still resent the
pause.
fact that this was supposed to be Big Sean's move, bro. Like, Jarv, you so lucky, bro. Like, it's supposed to be Big Sean in
Yo, poor
2017,
Big
man.
Sean.
Nasty
Like,
work, man.
this is crazy.
Shout out to Sean, man.
If I was Big Sean,
Poor Cole and Sean.
I want to shout out
More poor
J.
Sean.
Cole real quick, only because he had to like. I feel like if Big Sean could do it, he'd take the Cole approach. Drop a podcast, don't put an album out,
Bow out gracefully.
drop a little verse, address his shit, but stay the fuck out the way. Because he dropped that album to a loud audience of nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga said my crystals told me not to do
And
it.
I love Big Sean. I
spoke to
love
the
Big
crystals.
Sean, bro. Big Sean was better off. See, Big Sean. I don't think Big Sean fucked with Drake like that. So he didn't want to throw a dart at Kenny, and then niggas lump him in with Drake. So it was a lose-lose situation. You know what I mean? But from that perspective, I like that angle that Sin took because that's interesting. You know what I mean? Like you keep giving us more shit to rap about. Now you telling on niggas? You federal now? This nigga's a federal informant
feds.
by default. By default, he's a known federal informant, bro. I'm sorry, Drake fans.
Sheesh.
He wasn't trying to kick us back in again, but it's just like we ended up back
They
here.
make it easy.
Let's move on. We got to talk about the homie Elliott Wilson for a second. You know, Elliott Wilson is having a media tour. He has a podcast on Hip Hop DX and Up Rocks or whatever the fuck, but Hip Hop DX be clipping it because he has a job at Hip Hop DX with DJ. What's his name? DJ what? DJ Head and Jeremy Hecht.
No, yeah.
Shout out to those guys. None against your podcast. We're not in no more pod wars. We don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? We've moved on. We got more missions to accomplish in 2025, and that's what we on. We're all about the link ups and the growth and the building up. So what the company man said, community.
Yes.
You're all about community. You know what I'm saying?
Besides,
as long as you don't do no fuck shit to get us upset, because I want to make it clear, put it on wax. We never are the niggas who start the shit.
Remember that. We
were reacting. We never start anything. As long as you don't do anything for us to react to, we'll be okay.
We react quickly, though.
Oh, yeah. And they don't like the reactions because the buttons that be pressed be, you know what I mean? Make niggas emotional and shit.
We talk shit over here.
You know what I'm saying? But he went and he did a media run with Rory Moore. Said some things about Cam and Mase. Only to then go on Cameron's show, and Cameron flamed him. Said he looks like he sluts duck sauce.
Pepper Jack turkey, bro.
He looks like a sloppy turkey sandwich in the face. And then he walked back what he said on Rory Moore show on Cam's show. And then the Breakfast Club had DJ Envy, who's not in the best of standings with people.
Facts.
So even maybe Envy is a real nigga in real life, but publicly he shouldn't be the one talking about
tarnish
Elliott,
Shout
right?
Out to Envy though, man.
But they flaming him up saying that he basically copped it on Cam's show after saying what he said on Rory Moore show. So my question would be to the Rap Roundtable: has Elliott Wilson become overexposed? As an avid pod watcher yourself, Masito, what do you think about the notion that he might have gone a little bit or bitten off a little more than he could chew? Pause. Let me get the drop right now. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Do you think, Mace?
Listen, has he become overexposed? Yes.
Okay.
He has. But it's by design, right? This is what Elliott is trying to do. It's 2T's is in an interesting place, right? Like, he's placed in these legendary convos with the Funk Flexes, the Angie Mars, the Sways, you know what I mean? But it's a weird thing because all of those people still have the same job that they had back then. You know what I'm saying? 2T's is the only one who's had to constantly reinvent himself, right? Double XL, to Rap Radar situation, to basically a free agent for a while now, to the bigger picture. You know what I mean? And so he has to constantly find a way to get himself in the mix, right? So, I think he's following the act formula, you know what I mean? Where I'm just gonna air out shit and I'm just gonna pop shit and I'm just gonna engage these people because Elliott was a magazine guy, right? So respectfully, you kind of have to cater to the artists in the magazine days, right? You kind of got to get them to want to come and do the photo shoot and do the interview and this, that, and the third. When now the media landscape is a little different, right? So he's taking a much more adversarial approach to, the rappers, to the other media people. So he trying to switch up his game. And in trying to switch up his game, he is kind of overexposing himself, right? But with all due respect, the issue, I said he's trying to act formula, right? The big issue with 2T's is that he always apologizes. You can't pop shit apologize. Just ask Kiss, man. So whether it's this Cameron situation, you can tell he dying to be Drake's friend again. You can tell that. Let's be honest here. He's praying Drake answer one of these phone calls. You know what I mean? Whether it's whether it was the Jay-Z shit or the Eminem shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, people that he may feel a certain way about today, like, he almost never stands on it. You know what I mean? And so that inherently makes him look like he's on some sort of clownish behavior. You know what I mean? Like, you just want the clout. You just want your name, you know what I mean, to stay in the algorithm. You know what I mean? He's at it with who right now? He's at it with Charlamagne, right? He's at it with at least at it with everybody. But it's like, I believe you listen to his reasoning behind this, right? Even when it came to Cam, you know what I mean? Talking about, I don't like him because Cam don't do good interviews. He's not popping, you know what I mean? There's a few of y'all that's not popping. Cam is popping. Yeah, he's not popping, but it's like, that's unreasonable. Like, did you want that 50 Cent interview Cameron got? Did you want that Thanasis Antetokounmpo interview that Cameron got? Like, Cameron's not even stepping on your toes when it comes to the media game. Like, they play in two different games. So it's like, it seems disingenuous. It seems like he just is clout chasing. It is for somebody with as much cachet and with as much history as 2 T's has. It looks crazy, you know what I mean? So yeah, he's not only overexposing himself, but he's kind of making himself look a little clownish out here. You know what I mean? For somebody who's garnered the respect to be able to get a Jay-Z interview when 444 is dropping, to get the Drake interview right after the Pusha T battle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I Cookson, get him.
So,
Well, here's the thing: does he have cachet or does he just have history? Those are 2 different things. You know what I mean, the history is one thing. We know his name printed on a classic magazine.
Right.
We don't know him. We never knew him as a person. We didn't know him as a personality. And that is where the disconnect is coming in. Because as a personality, I'm sorry. I mean, and I'm, this is coming from me. I'm no personality here. You know what I mean? But as a personality, and as somebody that has seen other personalities in the space, you fall a little short. Unfortunately.
Top rope.
You know what I mean? And so, and I, like, honestly, I feel bad because like that's the name of the game now. It's like, it's not print. You have to get in front of a camera and you have to speak and you have to be entertaining. And I'm sorry, when I see him, I'm not always entertained. And that's not to say that his takes are bad, that his views are bad. I agree with, some of his takes and some of his views. But as far as being a personality, he never had to do that before. Now he has to do that. And he's trying to play catch up. And that's the thing. It always feels like he's playing catch up with somebody else.
Yeah. With
Ak, with Cam and Mase, with the Breakfast Club, with whoever else. You know what I mean? He's constantly playing catch up because he never had to be a personality until now. And it's not totally working out for him.
I see the vision. Sincere cooking.
Yeah.
You need a balance. Talk to me, gang.
T100, T200, you know what I'm saying? T1000. Like, obsolescence. I don't want to say that about him, but what I'm saying is, you gotta remember, like, it's
I was top.
Nah, like, I'm trying to say this most respectfully as I can. It's kind of like, let's say you've been in the league, you know what I'm saying? You've been hooping. Now you're almost 40, and now you're seeing dudes that's 20, starting to shine, get more minutes than you. And you starting to be like, yo, like, I'm a top tier hooper. I studied the game. All these new dudes could do is shoot, but they getting all these minutes, so it starts to make you feel a little way like maybe I am obsolete, but it's not that. It's like you said, the personality thing. We're in the space today where you can literally pick up your phone, go live and do an interview. Like anywhere. You get what I'm saying? Like we're in a space today where people kind of want to see the people they want to see interview the nigga. Like before, we had to kind of be relegated to whoever was willing to do the interview with said individual. You know what I'm saying? Like take a Tax Stone, like in the fucking Mailbag on the Wraith with Meek Mill.
Classic interview.
Like we just can't get that from an Elliott Wilson. Like there's niggas that just, when niggas is around other niggas from the trenches, like let's say a Cameron been in the hip hop for like the last 25 years. So when another nigga from hip hop gets around Cam, like, yo, I know the world you're in. Like it don't feel adversarial. It feels like this nigga know where I'm coming from. He might have jewels to drop on me about the game that I didn't know right now. He might have know different shit. Like he from the CD world, I'm from the streamer world. He might have gems for me. I just feel like when it comes to like a nigga, like even when niggas talk to us, like niggas be up here bumpy and comfy because niggas is relatable. Niggas have a aura about them. You be like, yo, these are some outside niggas. These are some regular good dudes. You get what I'm saying? Like these ain't no celebrities. You talking to niggas that you see me, I can't pull up to some of the pockets. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just regular dudes. And I think people want to talk to someone that has that kind of energy. Not everybody want to talk to a Vlad because you know kind of how this is gonna be steered. You want to talk to someone who's relatable, someone who gets the vibes you're coming from. And I feel like fucking 2 T's is kind of feeling like, yo, I'm not getting that same shine. Like before, it was a pleasure to come to my location and talk to me. Now anybody can hop on their phone and talk to whoever they want as long as that person has a play. Look at Gilly and Wallow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Philly niggas. Everybody's going to see those niggas. I'm sure they didn't go to school to be journalists.
Hey, easy.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I feel attacked.
No. But he's
but
he cooking,
but-
he cooking, he
because that's
But
a-
if you
that's
go
a-
to school, you pay that money, you did the
That's an
knowledge,
important- that's an
do the knowledge, do the Googles,
that's an important aspect.
and you
of
got
it.
niggas that just basically are just hood niggas getting the interviews you want to get. It probably make you feel some type of way. I understand the human element of it. You know what I'm saying?
You was gonna say something? Sir?
No, I just like I understand that aspect of it too,
Yeah,
where
Dean's
it's like you put so much work into getting the position.
30 years.
You know what I mean? I don't know his academic history, but like he might have gone to school for journalism. I don't know, but if he did, I could see
He's a writer.
exactly. I could see the disdain he might have for somebody that just threw themselves in front of a camera and became successful, and in a lot of ways are getting more looks than what he's getting.
So here's what I say to that, because all of y'all valid points, right? I look at Elliott, and as a person who's gone to school for this shit, but at the same time I've been a guerrilla podcaster longer than I went to school for it. I see both sides of the argument. You know what I'm saying? But my issue with 2 T's is you can't say what you want to say when that microphone's in front of you. And to Mace's point, apologize. You can't sell personality and then apologize. Once you get into the selling personality game, you gotta stand on what you say. That's why I like, as a podcast, us over here, we make sure to be very mindful about what we say about what we say.
Facts.
Because we're not in the business of disrespecting rappers. There's no rapper that can say that niggas is out here calling them out their names. Like I could be calling niggas bitches and doing all that type of shit. Nah. At the end of the day, we still fans of this shit, and we speak from a fan's perspective, a fan who has a lot of experience and knowledge on the subject. But once you get into the personality game, you go to a Rory Amal as an example, and you start talking about rappers with podcasts. Because really, he might have thought he was talking directly to Cam and Mase, but then what about Drink Champs?
Mm-hmm.
Drink Champs is powered by a former rapper.
$1 million worth of game.
Turned podcaster. I was getting that $1 million worth of game. Rapper turned podcaster alongside his cousin who did a bid, right?
Right.
You're attacking these guys. That's dirty macking. You hating. Long story short, you hating. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that, and this goes for all content creators, I'm gonna give you some game now. Once you decide to get into the dirty macking game, you have to stand on everything that you say. Now, again, you know, Envy might not be the most upstanding nigga in the mainstream, but Envy made a point where he was like, you can't be on there walking it back. At first, my initial inclination was to get mad at Envy, because I'm like, people are allowed to realize they said some shit and then apologize for it. I was bugging the fuck out. Let me say sorry.
Mhm.
People are allowed to do that. But if you're Elliott Wilson and you've decided to have a rebrand, because the podcast he does with DJ Head and Jeremy Heck, it's not Rap Radar.
Nope.
So essentially, once you decide to rebrand and become something else, you're trying to make YN, not Elliott, YN, a media personality.
Mhm.
That means you're gonna lose some relationships.
One click after you. Keep cooking.
Got you. That means you're gonna lose some relationships. That means you're gonna upset some niggas. YN has to stand on everything that he says. Yes, I feel some type of way about rappers getting into the journalist space and doing shit at a higher level than me. When Cam said, you look like a fucking turkey sandwich
Pepper Jack.
and you sweat duck sauce, if Jaw was in Elliott Wilson's position, I would have said, that's why I said what the fuck I said on Rory and Maul.
Fire back, bro.
Cook.
You can't revert back to who you are, which is just a very soft-spoken journalist, when the rapper is firing on you. You can't be YN on your pod, because things, I dare you, Elliott, to go back to your pod and try to talk about Killer. Because you was on his show.
He was
Let the
smoking.
history show. When Jaw felt the way about niggas on their own shows doing some bullshit, I
Talk
went
about
on
it.
their show
Cook.
and told them they
Talk
was
about
doing
it.
some bullshit.
Top rope, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. But I don't even think
You heard?
think it's him being soft spoken. He just reverts back to being diplomatic
You can't be
because he has to play the politic game of, yesteryear. 20 years ago when he was like editor-in-chief of Double XL.
And I'll jump into that. That's pretty much right where I wanted to talk
Yeah.
about. Like, there's like first, there's still a segment of people out there that love what Elliott Wilson does, bro. Like, you don't have to shit on the guys who are coming up doing their thing because you feel like your audience is dwindling. Do that, bro. Like, change the game. Like, level up. Do some extra shit. Like, you was Double XL, Rap Radar. You doing a lot of shit, bro. Like, find a new way to engage with the fan. Become a better personality in that way. Like, you don't have to shit on the niggas because you feel like they getting the shine.
Shit on them.
No, I'm talking about him. He don't have to shit on the niggas because he feel like they getting more shine. Like, even to us
No.
on the
Shit
climb up.
on them. You can do that. You just cannot.
If you're gonna stand by
apologize
it though.
for
If you're gonna stand by it.
That's it.
But my thing, he don't want to do that
'Cause we
though.
know how
he
you
wants
feel
Shut the
now.
fuck up.
He
Sorry,
wants people.
Elliott.
He wants
Shut
people.
the fuck up. Then
He
don't
wants
talk
people
like
to
that.
appreciate the classic old fashioned journalism he do, and I get that, my nigga.
Deanie.
I'm not giving bail. I'm just saying. Appreciate.
though.
No, I'm not. Appreciate what you do. Just don't hate on the niggas if you're not even gonna stand on it.
Nah, you gotta hate. If you
I see niggas doing their thing, job. I don't hate on them niggas. I'm
Hear
like,
me
we
out.
gonna be where you at soon. We
Hear
gonna
me
keep
out.
grinding.
hear me out.
I don't hate.
Hear me out. What I'm saying is, when I say you gotta hate, is that if you felt strongly enough to go on Rory and Maul's podcast and say it
Sauced
with
up.
your whole chest,
Sauced up. Like,
I'm not even like, you ain't have to say that
You
shit.
didn't. You
Let's be
didn't.
clear. He ain't have to say that. But the minute you decide that I'm going to say this shit with my whole chest,
You gotta stand
you
10
can't
toes.
go on Killer Show and say sorry, nigga.
You gotta stand 10. But
You
maybe,
gotta hate.
maybe-
You gotta stand on your hate.
maybe that's his way of just getting on Killer Show.
Nah, gang.
I'm
you don't gotta do that.
I'm telling you
just
the way.
said it
I'm
wasn't
telling you the way,
popping.
the way he's moving. He's not moving like a nigga.
He went on that show because he felt like he fucked up.
yep.
He needed to get his
Yeah,
footing back.
I don't see this as calculation.
No.
That's the thing.
No.
I just see this as reaction, and that's the problem. He's always reactive, not calculating.
He been telling me for 8 months Drake been making bad moves. He making Drake moves right now.
He biting our takes.
he
Nigga took a man once to say the shit I was saying in May, nigga.
he's used
Talk about
to
it.
saying some
Talk
shit
about it.
and it meaning something. Like sometimes it don't. Sometimes it's just over, my nigga. Like in that way, you know what I'm
Let's get
saying?
into it then.
Oof.
Let's get into it then.
Just
Over
keeping it
is
a buck,
crazy,
bro.
I ain't know the
man.
topic was gonna go here, but we here now.
Over?
You have your segment of people. Other people outside of that segment might not give a fuck about what you have to
He
say, bro.
knew what he was doing. The same way he was talking about Orbs and he got unfollowed. Elliott Wilson, we're not giving him that, Deanie. He's prominent enough on the socials right now to know that if he says rappers turn to podcasters, I'm not quoting him directly, but he says what he says about
It was
Killer Cam
disrespectful.
and Mase would make it would trend because people like salacious shit.
Yeah.
They love competitive shit. They
Right.
love gossipy shit. It is what it is. My issue is once you decide that you was with B-Dot doing a safe show, interviewing artists, have my nigga Rome sitting on the edge of the sofa,
Didn't like
get that
that.
nigga a chair.
Didn't like that at all.
Notice that they're very quiet about that.
Yeah.
But Elliott Wilson, no disrespect in this case to B-Dot, because your list be garbage. But no disrespect to
Trash.
B-Dot in this case. Elliott Wilson wanted to do something else. He wanted to do exactly what he's doing right now.
Mhm.
He wanted to get into the online personality space. And he surrounded himself with two guys who, while they're known, they're not known enough to where he could get his shit off without ruining relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? DJ Head got his relationships. He's plugged in. But Head can kind of
Connecting.
say what he want to say because he's not that plugged into where, oh, shit's going to ruin everything.
Right.
You feel me? He got the TDE links.
Right.
I don't know who Jeremy Hecht is. No disrespect to bro. I'm just saying, before this podcast, I didn't know who Cuz was. I really don't know.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So all of that being said, it's just like, if you're going to get in this world, and then you're going to get it free. You remember, let's make it about the Rap Round Table.
Mhm.
One day we was fucking minding our business, and then the versus conversation came about. And we said, yo, let's just do something about Jay-Z and the verses. We didn't have no plans. We just did an episode. Lo and behold, that opened a whole ant's nest that lasted about 2 years.
For real.
Facts.
Right? And niggas got uncomfortable whether they want to admit it or not. This is not an attack against them. From our perspective, niggas got uncomfortable about their positioning in the space. Who the fuck are these guys to get people to talk this much about them out of left field?
Talk about it.
So now, Elliott Wilson is looking at it from that same defensive perspective.
Feeling some type of way.
I'm a journalist. I got a DJ and I got a white dude here on my pen. Meanwhile, Cam and Mase are the most viral thing going in hip hop right now. I don't like that.
Right.
So let me shit on them. Let me throw a little shade their way. Same way shade was thrown out, niggas are changing dates, taking little weird shots, lying about what Sin said. Again, we not dissing these niggas. What I'm saying is that we experience. This is our experience.
We've been through it.
So niggas get defensive, and when niggas get defensive, they tend to move in a very weird way. What 2 T's did was weird. He got defensive because he know he can't compete with them statistically.
Can't do it.
Go ahead, Sin.
But to Mace's point, are they even talking about the same thing? Like, is their subject matter the same? Is the content the same? Are the lanes the same? Are they sharing audiences?
No, but before that would have been my interview. Now that you're here, it's your interview, and that's the issue I fucking have.
What interview though?
But what is he worried about? He already got as Rap Radar goes.
It's like what people?
Of interviews,
what people?
All right.
When you
people?
When you hit a certain age, you don't what people? When you hit a certain age, you don't jump as high off the ground. You see a nigga's 20 years old, high flying. You start to feel some type of way, bro.
Everybody's right. I don't think anyone is not making a valid point. What I'm saying is that if I wake up today, right, and I see a podcast and they eating, and I come on a live or the in studio and I say, I don't really like how Sincere's podcast is doing. Sincere's a beat maker. What he know about podcasting? I can't go on Sin's show after.
My bad.
My bad, bro.
Come on.
We gonna have to argue for an hour and a half.
We might as well
Talk
just
some shit.
You see how SO was acting when Math showed up? On Angela Yee pod?
He stood on 10.
SO stood on everything he ever felt about Math in that moment.
Heineken, you wasn't performing.
SO wasn't saying, was it Heineken?
He wasn't
saying it on business.
Bro, nah.
SO stood on business.
Yeah.
You went on Cam's show, killer. I feel a way about you rappers doing this podcast shit. I mean, it might sound like hate.
Say the thing.
Say the thing.
Say the thing.
Then we could talk about it after.
Boom.
I don't like the fact that y'all doing this because we've talked about it as a power. We don't care about rappers doing podcasts.
Encroaching on my space.
But it's like, I think I've said it to Mase. I'm like, it's difficult to compare a nobody pod, like 4 of us, like we're fans, to a rapper doing a podcast because they come in with a built-in fan base.
Facts.
So it's like, imagine me getting mad at Killer and Mase. These are legends in rap. They have fans who will follow them to the edge of the earth. They came together, and they have natural chemistry. So they brought in new fans.
They grew up together, bro.
They had a floor. Automatically walking into it, they had a floor that was better than most niggas.
Yep.
Then they were good enough, and that's what Elliott fucked up. They were good enough to bring in niggas who they probably never heard a Make song in '97, but they love this shit. They love the pause game got reinvigorated. Even though we always say pause whatever, but they made it viral again.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
Hats
we kind of
had hats.
Yeah, you right.
I'll leave it alone.
You right.
Shout out to them guys, man.
So it's like, Elliott, if you got overexpose yourself and you want to be Skip Bayless or you want to be Stephen A. Smith,
my turn.
You can't get herbed on camera on Ava Nigga show. You can't apologize. You gotta stand on, because to me now, everything you say about a rapper, you look suspect. You gonna say sorry after. We can't take you serious.
You gotta go all in. Pause.
Straight like that.
Yo.
But you gotta go all in.
You say no rabbit strokes?
What are we doing here?
Next topic.
What's the word?
There's been a conversation on the socials sparked by the Joe Budden podcast that Beanie Sigel, more often than not, got the better of Jay-Z on their collaborations. Deanie the Balance, you heard that. You saw the video, you hear the energy. How accurate is that conversation?
I won't say it's too accurate. There's definitely a couple of joints.
Hold on, that was a very high pitch.
Don't get me wrong.
That was Mase level high pitch.
Beans ain't no slouch.
Euphoria drop again?
Beans ain't no slouch.
Shoulders is by his ears.
There's a couple that was close.
Sound like Baylor.
Once again, his song was close. There's a couple that are close. His song was really close.
It's cool.
It's cool.
They got some joints with a K, with a big K.
Nah, Mase's voice was mad high that day, nigga. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, Diddy.
Imagine listening to Euphoria and having to defend Drake 30 minutes later. Nigga, what the fuck?
He turned into Mickey Mouse.
Nah, Beans got some joints, man, that are up there. Like but I'm going with Hove. You know, I feel like at the end of the day, even Beans, when he wrote those raps, he knew like Hove is the ultimate goal for me. You know what I'm saying? Like Hove is the final boss. If I can get a verse that's even in the same breath with him, like, I mean, there's plenty of songs. What We Do, I'm going with Hove. You know what I'm saying? I'm going with Hove on a lot of records. So but Beans was close. Beans was close.
So you saying it's not out of bounds? City.
It's not. It's maybe. It's not out of bounds. It's definitely an inbound play, but I'm definitely giving it to Jay-Z. But Beans got some verses that were really up there, though. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do Beans like he wasn't a problem when he was a problem.
Okay.
Just not Hove. It was close. He had some joints.
Is this a safe space?
Yeah.
It is, man.
Allegedly.
Till it goes live.
The chat is a different argument. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. And yeah, people might come for me. This is the one thing on Ether that I didn't quite agree. I definitely never saw Beans as being better than Jay. Like in any regard. But even in and of himself, I thought Beans was cool. I never saw it for Beans the way everybody else. The way you guys see it for Beans. Nah, bro. I never saw it.
Beans was a beast, bro.
Beastie. Beans was a bully. He was a rap bully. I feel that.
That's
and I felt,
crazy.
The raw energy and everything. But I remember hearing him for the first time on
Stop the curses.
No, the roots is adrenaline. On Things Fall Apart. I heard his verse and I was like, he's cool. But like as a lyricist, when you put him side by side with Jay, I consider Jay
the pinnacle. He was up there.
The fuck are you talking
as a
about?
lyricist? A lot of people might disagree with me.
The fuck are you
a lot of
talking
people
about?
might be mad at me in the chat right now. But
I'm mad too.
the
drop support my anger too. Just so you know.
Listen, as far as lyrical dexterity, Beans versus Jay on the same track on What We Do, I think Jay's verse was better than Beans. On what was this? Put your hands up.
Do it again.
Do it again. Right. I think Jay took that 3 cuts in your eyebrows trying to wild
that
out.
Beans verse started, it was really good though.
It was
really good.
It was. You know what I mean? But I never saw this like. You know what I mean? Like elite lyricist out of Beans. I think it was the raw energy and to be. I mean, let's say what it is.
I didn't think it would become a Beans slander session.
No. This is not slander. What Beans did to Jadakiss, legendary, absolutely legendary. I would put Kiss above Beans on a list. But what Beans did to Jadakiss in that battle, the stuff of legend, right? But overall, I think Beans had a way of conveying rawness and emotion better than most.
Yeah.
But as a lyricist, when we're talking about who had the better verse, I don't think he ever, you know what I mean, had a claim against a Jay-Z verse.
I don't guess who's Bizak.
I don't see it. If we're gonna talk about it, and if we take it a little bit further back, and Jarv might be upset with me. Sauce Money.
Yo, no.
Sauce Money.
On Bring It On.
On Sauce Money had a better claim as a lyricist.
I'm not doing this tonight.
I am
not doing this
on the same track with Jay.
I'm glad you won.
On the same track with Jay, Sauce Money had a better claim.
Holy moly. And I like Sauce.
Possibly standing toe to toe with Jay lyrically.
The fuck are you talking about?
Than Beanie Sigel.
Give me a drink.
It's got nothing to do with the drink.
About?
I've always felt this since '96. Sauce Money was dead nice.
He was.
I'm disgusted.
Sauce Money
But
was dead fucking
nothing
nice, bro.
against
How many
I
Sauce
think
songs Sauce got
Walter's
with-
disgusted with me too.
How many
The whole
songs Sauce
room
got
is
with Hov
face.
though?
The whole room
Sauce
is.
Money was dead nice, bro. Celebration.
This is
Fucking
crazy.
Reservoir
Name
Dogs.
drop since Tracy Lee, y'all.
Yo,
Like 3 or 4
Fucking-
joints though.
Pre-game.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
That's like 4 joints though. How many joints Beans and
I
Hov
want to
got
hear
together?
from Mace. I
They got a lot of joints.
can't believe this guy, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Sit on
Like,
another
Beanie
level.
Sigel, alright, but
Mute.
Sauce Money though.
Mute.
You
The way I-
serious?
Stood on
Mute.
Chinese the way I
Hold
duck
on.
sauce.
Mutants can tell. Hold on. Mutants can tell how nice I am. It goes without saying. That's a
That's
bar.
tough.
That's
No one's saying Sauce ain't nice, bro.
Right.
Like no one's saying
Nobody
that.
saying
Sauce
Sauce
is a
that.
not
problem.
fucking with Beans.
But Beans though.
Sauce was
Beans
Sauce
worse
was
than-
nice. Sauce Money was nicer than Beans.
No, he
was.
was.
Yes,
Alright.
he was.
Fred
let's-
Cougar
let's-
nigga, Nightmare in your
Yes, he was.
medulla
Yeah.
nigga.
This
Yes, he
this
was.
sounds
Yo, Mace,
crazy.
where you at, bro?
This sounds crazy to hear,
Jigga.
especially from Street Team Deanie. You better not ever go to Broad Street again.
Yo.
It's gonna rap for you. Don't go to that Beanie Sigel food
I'm
truck.
going to get me a chopped
Facts.
cheese.
You
I'm
know
going to
what I
get me a
mean?
cheesesteak out there at
Food
Max's.
in New York, man.
Salmonella for Dini,
Salute.
nigga.
No,
Don't do me
Philly.
like yo Max's. You know I love y'all, man.
No good in Philly, man. Listen,
Germantown.
y'all. To me, this sounds kind of like crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Y'all on the math pod right now.
Yeah, it
These-
sounds
these
a
are
little
math
crazy,
pod
like-
shits.
I can't say
This isn't-
Sauce is better.
this isn't some sort of Jay-Z is the higher on the all-time list. He's
I
the,
didn't say
He
better.
has
I said
more-
he was nicer, lyrically.
He not
He
better,
has-
not nicer, not
He
nothing.
was definitely nicer.
He had a couple of decent
Never,
punchlines
bro. Are you
better than
crazy?
Beans, but
You gotta
he
listen.
nicer.
got some great
hell no.
verses on
Nicer
time.
than Beans. That's crazy.
But
That's
There,
that's
to me,
tough.
there was a time in the early 2000s where Beans was the best non-Jay-Z and Nas rapper in the game. So it sounds crazy for like, y'all to just be writing off Beans like he's,
Poo-pooing this.
you know what I mean? Like he's whatever. Let's
Shit
keep
ain't happening.
let's keep it a stack.
30-something take.
Nas and
Oh.
Prodigy are way high or are higher on the all-time list, but Jadakiss was the scariest MC in 2001. That's why he sent Beans at Jada. Jada was the one who seemed better than he ever been at that point. He thought he was attacking 2 niggas that fell off on Takeover. Let's be honest. He didn't want to scrap with Jadakiss. There's been so many times where Beanie Sigel has handed Jay-Z, you know what I mean, his lunch on tracks. This can't be life. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's on
Yeah.
ignorant shit.
It's a
No.
close conversation.
No.
It's on as a
Yeah,
close
dude.
conversation. I don't
It's
think
on-
about ignorant
Listen,
shit.
close conversation. This is what I'm saying. Like Beans is to me the rapper that challenged Jay-Z more than anybody on tracks. Like if I'm thinking about people that Jay-Z was on multiple songs with, Beanie Sigel might be his toughest opponent, bro. Like
I agree.
Beanie Sigel has I heard a mixtape where Beanie Sigel rapped like Biggie Smalls on Who Shot Ya, and then he rapped like fucking Tupac on America's Most Wanted, and then he like Beanie Sigel has more styles, more flows, more deliveries. Like Beanie Sigel is one of the nicest
Then
niggas ever.
Jay?
That freestyle,
Not than Jay,
that
not
freestyle,
than Jay.
Oh, okay.
But
Hot
when he
97
was
with
coming
Freeway
to,
was
I
crazy.
think, and I think Do It Again, I thought Beanie was just as good as Jay on there. And
Nah,
I feel like that
walked.
Beanie Sigel is somebody who was always going for Jay's neck whenever they got on tracks together. So even if you feel like Jay-Z is better, Beanie always had more incentive to be going
Yeah,
crazy
he
on
did go
Jay-Z
crazy.
records. And to me, whenever they collab together, they sounded very comparable. You know what I mean? Like it's the rest of this songs that they did that let you know Jay-Z was better. But if you just listen to them two back to back, like especially on songs they did together, I always felt like Beans was right there.
It's on is very close.
Jay-Z was
Conversation.
precision. He was iciness. He was the cool nigga, and Beanie Sigel was the fucking monster, the nigga who was wilding out, the nigga who could, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was the nigga who he wasn't state prop, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Beans.
to me, like, it's all, I'm not mad if somebody thinks Jay-Z came out, you know, with the better verse on more records, but it was always neck and neck for me with these two people. Like, Beans
Pause.
wasn't,
Sauce.
yeah, pause. Pause.
Hold up,
Pause.
double pause.
Pause.
Neck and neck
But to
is
me-
wild.
yeah.
Proceed.
To me, they always were comparable on songs together. Like, and to me, Beans he got the better verse more times than not. I'm gonna be honest with you. So yeah, like I think
More
so.
times than not.
More times than not.
Man,
More
Hey.
times than not. So
John got something for this. I bet.
so I personally, it sounds crazy to me. Source Money is insane, son. That's crazy, bro. There's somebody in the
Sauce-
comments is gonna get at you for that one.
Jazzo
that's
too.
a
You want to add Jazzo to that mix too, nigga?
definitely not Jazzo.
Hey,
Yo, nah, man. I think it's
Sauce
cap.
Money went
I think it's
crazy
cap.
on every track.
I think
bro.
Jay-Z
Mannerisms
is.
of a young
I think
Bobby
Beanie
De Niro
Sigel is
spins
Jay-Z's
Spanish
most
wisdoms
difficult
to the Mannerisms.
collaborator
He
that he's
killed
ever
that.
had, bro.
He killed that. But
Bring it on,
Sauce-
he killed.
I'm just saying, and I'm not saying. I'm not saying Sauce Money was Jay-Z level. I'm just saying
He was
like,
more
in
lyrically
terms-
inclined than
in,
Beats.
in terms of keeping up with Jay-Z lyrically,
Mhm.
I think Sauce Money did a better job than Beats.
I hear you. Turn a whole one from a half a brick. Look, I mastered this. You can smell it once the plastic rips. Come on, bro. A hot plate that make you swell up if you gasket clip. You can make your chips swell up. You don't have to pitch. Play the corners like a safety. Watch the traffic switch. Young and never pump fake it. You'll get past the blitz. Sauce Money don't got nothing like that. Nothing.
All nigga had to
Nothing.
do is walk a block and a half, nigga.
Come on.
Watch the curses.
Come on. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, moments, bro.
I understand y'all have
And
an
it's
inclination
nothing
to Beanie
against Sauce
Sigel.
Money. But Sauce don't
Money-
got
Sauce
don't
was
got
nice.
4 bars like that nowhere.
I understand y'all have an inclination to Beanie Sigel. Because of
Come
y'all
on,
age,
gang.
it's an age thing.
Because
I
of the
understand.
age, son. Not the
Now,
age.
now it was ages.
Oh,
The old nigga picking the old nigga.
Oh,
the fuck
shit,
out of here.
son. I respect it.
Come on now.
I respect it, brother. I dig it.
Yo. All right, what we do, I'm gonna get at the whole.
Yeah.
But
I get
Beans
at
did
the
his
J.
thing.
It was, yeah.
It's on. Me personally, I give it to Hove. But
was
a
close.
lot, yeah, but Beans was wilding.
You scared.
This can't be Life is Beans, bro.
All right.
Where have you been is Beans.
Beans.
Do it again is Hove.
Hove.
But Beans set the tone in a way that no other Rockefeller artist ever did on
Exceptional.
a song with Jay-Z.
Exceptional.
100 Hustler.
That's a conversation.
All
Here's
right.
a couple of suggestions,
All
man.
right. Guess who's back? I personally lean
Hove.
with Hove. The nigga said, what's it? I'm in the drop with the AC on. That's why the streets embrace me, dog. I'm so cool. Come on. You, me, him, and her. Coin flip.
Hove.
That's
Res-
a coin flip, bro. That's a
Reservoir
coin
Dogs,
flip,
I'm
bro.
giving that to Hove. That's the only song where you can say Sauce might have got everybody.
Yeah.
I'm giving that to Sauce Money, bro.
Might. Might.
That's Sauce Money.
Goes out to the Brooklyn crew.
Stick to the script. Is that Hove or is it Beans?
Hove.
Dean is picking hole for everything.
No,
bro.
I gave Beans his 2 joints. I gave Beans his 2. Don't do that. Don't do that.
2 Max.
2. So far.
Oh man.
You know what? The whole gist of it is, it's not a complete wash. I
It's
felt
not.
like
It's
I
not.
feel like
It's not.
niggas was saying they was jumping out the window on the Joe Budden podcast at first, and they walked it back.
It's close.
But Beans to me, it's a lot of the Jay-Z haters. They love to run with the Young Chris now. Oh, you said a rapper like Young Chris. But like Beans was a nigga that really had Hove pushing his proverbial pen.
Yeah, man.
I don't think there's a Hove and Beans collaboration that missed.
Hasn't.
You know what I mean?
It was good chemistry between the two.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Is what I'll say.
Perfect, like,
Symmetry,
two
Yeah.
man.
characters on a song. You
Right.
know what I mean? The perspectives that they was
The
coming
hustle
from.
That
that
being-
made
now
it
that
and the
being
nigga,
said,
street nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Go back to listen to all those Sauce Money collaborations.
Oh,
Do
I'm actually going to. Because I actually
Do
fuck
it.
with Sauce.
I actually
I
chat
still
for the
think
people
no,
who
bro.
know who Sauce Money is. Go listen to Sauce Money.
Damn.
Listen to me.
God damn it. Niggas said for the niggas who know.
I'm not even trying to slander Sauce, but
Sauce
come
Money
on, gang.
fans,
You know what I mean?
This is from somebody that like I followed Sauce on the socials and I had to unfollow him.
Damn. Is he conspiracy
Sheesh.
theorist now?
Was wildin'?
Oh, OD.
Sheesh.
OD.
Why is it like
He's one of
limited?
those.
Why are there limited pathways for rappers? Either you a successful rapper, moderately successful rapper, conspiracy theorist. Like, you don't, there's no in between. You don't get a job, get a 9 to 5. Like, you just
Flat
go.
earther.
Yeah, bro. Shouts to Lord Jamal. Shit.
At least he got a show
Yo.
and shit.
You
You know what I
Shout
mean?
out
Hi.
to Jamal, man.
Ah,
Yo, I'm dead.
yo, we got
We still love you drop though.
facts.
But-
Yeah, I used
Yeah,
the last
me.
segment. You know what I mean?
Legendary.
It was the fucking sin talking. Yeah, I mean? But
I didn't peep it. Because we don't got headphones no more.
but real
Oh,
quick,
man.
you know,
So I'm sure it was hilarious.
we got a couple of news and notes to get to before we wrap up here. First things first, we're seeing that Rome Streetz and Conductor are beginning the early stages of their rollout for their collaborative project. I just want to know from the Rap Roundtable and from the chat, for those who are locked in on Rome Streetz, how excited are we for the Rome Streetz and Conductor collaborative project? Sincere, start with you, then we'll just work our way around.
Incredibly excited. You know what I mean? Like seeing where Rome's career is going, Conductor's career has been going since Kiss the Ring. You know what I mean? For them to spin the block and circle back with another project, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Conductor has been producing for the likes of Drake and J. Cole.
Some people say it's a conspiracy that he's producing diss records for those guys.
You peep, right?
Hey, that's a conversation to be
That's
had.
the Conductor.
Yo, Conductor, come to the Rap Roundtable. Let's talk about it.
And then to circle back to spin the block again with Rome, I'm here for it. Rome, his pen just keeps getting sharper. You know what I mean? He just had the project with Derringer.
I'm getting it.
There's a pause in there somewhere.
What you mean?
Those
Pen
hit
getting sharper.
and then he says,
feels
Ah,
awkward.
come on, man.
Feels awkward, man.
That's
Pause.
as you were saying.
that's too far.
Awkward, man.
You know, since
I don't know.
sometimes-
I'm very excited.
Sometimes I read a thesaurus
also-
before the show. Maybe.
Also,
Just get in the
the revelation that this project is coming out on Mass Appeal
yo,
record.
Yeah,
Rome
talk
Streetz
about
on
it.
Mass Appeal.
Rome Streetz on Mass
Is it
Rome
Rome
Streetz
and Nas?
and Conductor on Mass Appeal.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Is there a possible connection with Nas? Could it be possibly featured on this project or on some project down the line?
Can we
You know what I
hope?
mean?
Can we pray?
Yo, shout out-
Hold on. Nas and Rome on a joint together? Nas and Rome on a Conductor
Conductor
joint
beat?
together?
You know what? Can I just say something before I pass it to Dini? I just want to say this.
Listen.
Shout out to Coach for being real, playing it by the chest. We at the
brother.
spot. We at the spot. You're like, oh yeah, she works with Mass Appeal. Next thing you know, the album's dropping on Mass
Mass
Appeal. He didn't even give us the drop.
I respect the
You
work,
have to find the
Coach.
fuck out, Coach.
I respect
go
the
though,
work,
man.
man.
Coach, sometimes you play it too tight, Paul.
Hey,
Close
yo.
to the
Pause.
That was
Yo.
Coach,
I
man,
caught it
pause
as soon
right
as
there.
I
Flagrant
said it.
tool. He's
I
ejected.
caught it as soon as I said
Shout
it.
out.
Coach is really going to be mad about that too.
Shout
I
out to
know.
the-
I'm going to see it in the chat.
What was the
I
best
know.
shot?
Oh, yeah, he's on.
I'll be
Yeah,
like,
he's
yo,
cooking. He's cooking. No question.
the
Shout
best
out,
shot?
shout out to
Doing?
Mass Appeal, man, for knowing talent when they see it, man. Like, I'm really excited. First of all, their roster is like incredible. So to have Rome Streetz album dropping on that is fire. Like, I've been listening to all my favorite Conductor production. You know what I'm saying? I've been bumping Mariota crazy just to get that feel. I really hope this project is like the best that we love from Rome and the best that we love from Conductor blended. I'm really hoping that's what we get. And I feel like between the two of them, we should get something magical, man. Like,
Yeah.
this is a match made in heaven. Like,
Yeah.
we've been expecting this,
Kiss the ring too, essentially.
bruh.
Yeah.
Like, we've been waiting for this for a while. Shout out to Conductor.
But
He's been making exceptional. What's up?
no, go ahead, finish.
Exceptional beats for everyone he's been
Yeah.
fucking with. Like, he just dropped. He had a joint with Rome on a project called Getaway, like
Yeah.
that he dropped in I think October. So
Yeah.
I want to
That's
see
fire.
more of that, man. I want heat. I'm really looking forward to this. Shout out to Coach. Shout out to Rome. Shout out to Conductor. Shout out to Mass Appeal. Shout out to Shorty at Mass Appeal. I'm sure she, you know what I'm saying, work to work. We gonna talk. We gonna have a conversation one of these
work.
days.
I know we seen her at the event.
Yeah, we seen it plenty of times.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
Coach,
told, she told niggas a story, and when she demonstrated that story that time was quite interesting. But I digress.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
weirdo niggas hollering and the weirdo nigga hollered. It was so wicked.
Yeah.
Before we
Prophetic.
go to Mase, the one thing I will say is that you know how Conductor did 8 a.m. in Charlotte with Drake.
Yes, sir. Fire.
I'm hoping there's a little bit of that
The
type
best
of production
best work.
on Rome, on this new Rome project.
Same.
We spoke to Rome. We know that Rome has specifically said, I love Conductor because he's on the same wavelength, and he loves like when Conductor gets real weird with the production. That's not our words. That's his words. You know what I mean? Where he, you know what I mean? His production style is a little more unorthodox, and that speaks to Rome.
Rome was his best unorthodox.
Unorthodox.
I could not say that shit.
It's the Casa, bro.
Correct.
Casa's kicking
On them
my
type of
ass
beats,
right
he's
now.
his best form of himself.
Correct. That is correct. But I would not mind hearing Rome on a 8 a.m. in Charlotte type of
Facts.
beat. Just to see, you know what I mean? Just to see Rome spread his wings a little
Or a
bit
new
more.
Mariota.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too. Like, I want to hear that, man. I'm expecting beautiful things from them too.
All right, Mesito.
Shouts to Sin for wanting that Drake sound, man.
The Conductor sent.
Did he do Port Antonio too? Am I mistaken?
He did. No, he did 7 Minute Drill.
Well,
That's what we need.
Yo, Conductor, come to the rap round
Conductor.
table.
That's what we
come
need,
through,
Conductor.
Come through.
Mesito.
This is absolutely needed. It's one thing for niggas to be on the come up and be trying to strive for a certain look or a certain notoriety or certain, collaborations and be working hard and do that. But it's always good when niggas come back together. You know what I'm saying? When niggas have say, I've reached a certain plateau, you've reached a certain plateau, let's show them together while we here. You know what I'm saying? Also very appreciative. I know we had a golden era in the 90s and early 2000s on that, but be appreciative to be in the era where artists are responding to their fans, right?
Facts.
Artists, fans saying, yo, we need the new Conductor. You know what I mean? We need the new Conductor Rome. Where's that? You know what I mean? Like, we just getting Nas and Primo, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just getting Common and Pete Rock. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
Now,
That's a
you know what I'm saying? Snoop and Dre finally put out a second album. Like, the modern artists, they really are very prolific. The work ethic is crazy, and they listen to what people want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy that Rome and Conductor are doing that. Rome, like, are there 5 better MCs than Rome? You know what I'm saying? Bar for bar, like, you know what I mean? Like, and as crazy as it is, it still feels like Rome hasn't reached the level that he's destined to reach. You know what I'm saying? Artistically, commercially, you know what I mean? Impact wise. So it still feels like Rome is his trajectory is up, despite all the work that he's put in. So very excited to hear this project. If you watch the videos, you know what I mean? Conductor got the, you know what I mean? He got the cigar. Like, niggas is on top of the world right now.
Yeah.
You can tell that niggas are in there cooking. They're comfortable. They got a little change, you know what I mean? They got the respect. They got the clout, and they just here to make dope tunes, you know what I mean? So this is what we need, bro. I expect a step up from Kiss the Ring, you know what I mean? I believe Rome and Conductor do have the ability to do so. And I listen, Rome, I don't check the liner notes, you know what I mean? We don't buy CDs anymore, sorry guys. So I don't know if Griselda is under Rome's name when he creates projects, you know what I mean? But we all know the affiliation. To me, it feels like nobody is waving that flag better than Rome Streetz right now, you know what I mean? He's at the forefront of that, you know what I mean? So I feel like for the underground in general, this is going to be a super important moment in a year that a lot of people dropped, but I don't know if anybody quite stuck out to a certain degree. This is what we need to start off the year. Rome, Conductor, you know what I mean? This is it. I'm excited for it.
What I'll say is, it feels like since 2021 Kiss the Ring dropped, right? I think that was October 21, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 22? That was 21 or 22. I don't
22, I believe.
22. Because we interviewed him in 21. That's what it was. Part of Self. They've gone on 2 individual excursions, right? And now, like, to Mace's point, they're at another checkpoint. There's been a lot of victories on both sides. Collaborative, like, efforts with a Drake and a J. Cole, hearing that Conductor drop. Rome Streetz going on tour, building relationships on the mainstream side of things while still maintaining that overground aesthetic. Because again, what I love about talking about Rome is that we don't have to speculate. We've conversed with the guy. Mm-hmm. If you're logged in with us, he's been on this show 3 individual times at 3 individual points in his career. I kind of like how his trajectory, we've been able to catch him at each point of his career.
Perfect time.
You know what I mean? He's been on a run of a lifetime. Now you telling me now we're getting this Conductor project, right?
On Master Plan.
At the peak, at this point in time, at the peak of his popularity, I'd say Rome Streetz at the peak of his popularity. On Master Pill, while Rome was also managed by Rock Nation. Like, this guy is living a New York rapper's dream. If you're of a certain age, signed to Nas while managed by Jay-Z, essentially.
That's
Not
crazy.
directly Jay-Z, but Jay-Z's company.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
While making shit that's cloth accessible.
To the streets.
This is a match made in heaven, right? So when I look at this, I'm like, what are they gonna do? Because we heard a lot of Conductor. To be clear, we complained. But Conductor, we have a problem on Kiss the Ring. But they locked in. They stayed lockstep with that situation, right? What is next? Conductor's not the same Conductor he was a few years ago. Rome was not the same Rome he was a few years ago. He just came off the joint he did with Derringer. Pardon me, I'm really bad with names sometimes.
Hold up.
And the shot, the drinks, I'm toast. Right? I don't think that
Hatton Garden Hold Up.
Hatton Garden Hold Up is not gonna sound like the joint he did with
No.
that he does with Conductor. I think it's gonna be something else.
Different.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear when I say, you said you want to hear at 8 a.m. in Charlotte situation. I think that's like elementary for Rome Streetz. No shot at Aubrey. That kind of pocket, that kind of beat, that BPM, that's a layup for Rome Streetz. I want to see him do something else. I kind of want him to do, you said something a little unorthodox. I want him to see, can Conductor get in his Future Wave back? Can we get really trippy with this shit? Like, where are we going? Because Rome been telling niggas for a year straight, I'm taking niggas' heads off. I'm taking niggas' heads off.
Facts.
He been saying it on his timeline for the longest.
Facts.
So I want to see what these guys come up with. And for them to be rolling out this way, this is a really dedicated rollout. Photos at the studio.
Yeah.
Rome Streetz getting the endorsement, the Jordan. I got you, Sin. The endorsement situation as well. This is low-key one of the biggest overground projects in a very long. This is the biggest I'd say since Stab the Shot 2. And it might be bigger because of where each artist, producing artists are at in their career. What you was gonna say, Sam?
Sometimes elementary, not that bad.
It's
works.
Sometimes it's
it
good.
works, man.
It'll be able
We
to.
got, you know what I mean? When you look at Hard Knock Life,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Dumb it down, double the dollars.
That might make niggas see how nice Rome is if he gets on that type of
When you look at Made You Look
Mhm.
for Nas, you know what I mean? That was
Turning
a
points.
huge turning point for Nas in
Yep.
terms of like regaining the love of New York. That beat, as fire as it is, all it is the Apache break slowed down to the point where you could catch a pocket with it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And Nas is rhyming over it. And shout out to Salam Remy for being able to do that. But like, I mean, when he discovered it, he didn't have to do much more. It was simple. And then Nas, the way he rammed over it was simple. So sometimes simple,
You're right.
elementary, you know what I mean? Just
It works.
It
I mean,
works.
on that type of beat with that pocket, Rome can really flex how lyrically
crazy.
dexterous he is. And last but not least, to your point about Griselda Mason, what I'll say is Rome has been very, very forward thinking about pushing Bad Influence. And I think this is another step in the direction of Rome the mogul now, the overground mogul. If you go on his Instagram right now, you'll see he has a slideshow. He has the Bad Influence jacket. And he's been pushing that brand heavily, more so now than ever before. I think he was even talking about that the last time he was here. Ox Omni dropped not too long ago. Tap into that project as well. China Streetz is probably around the corner. That's going to be on the Bad Influence imprint. So I seem like Rome is he's climbed the mountain. He's getting where he wants to go. He's making the relationships he wants to make. The people he's around are as lit as they've ever been. Shout out to the Fourth Rope as well. You see West Side doing this thing on the pro wrestling side and bringing rap into the pro wrestling world as well. I think the next evolution is going to be what Bad Influence does. Maybe there's a Bad Influence tape coming soon. I felt like we asked him that and he was kind of evasive when we asked him about it the last time we talked to him. But I think he's building up for Bad Influence to really be a thing in 2025. Real quick, I just want to shout out on the quick news and notes before I get back to my brothers. Roundtable alumni, Rim and Eddie Kane. We interviewed them both.
Yes.
Starville is out right now.
Fire Project.
Fire
Tap
Project.
in.
Tap
Check that
into that. UFO
dope,
Feeve
man.
is back in the studio. Tap into that. You know what I mean? Make sure that you lock in. And if you haven't yet, you haven't yet, G's is out. Make sure you tap into that.
Jeez.
I Am God hit me up the other day. I get the sense I Am God might be cooking up again. One of the best in the world. Make sure you tap in with I Am God. But I wanted to ask y'all before we get to the Mase segment, what do y'all think about Method Man punching on his girlfriend, his daughter's ex-boyfriend?
Matter to
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes,
Okay.
B. Like,
Listen, here's the thing. The moment I heard that news or read that headline, I was like, yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I mean, I absolutely am on Method Man's side 100%. I don't even need to hear the story. I like the way we haven't heard anything from Method Man in this, you know what I mean, in this sort of space. Any salacious headlines, any like derogatory headlines, any like sort of salacious anything since Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. Like, I haven't heard anything in this sort of space.
He's
from
been
Method Man.
in great vibes for like years now, bro. Like his career's flourishing in a better way than it ever has, and he's acting. He's a heartthrob for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? So if he had to punch on his daughter's ex-boyfriend, I'm assuming that nigga needed to be punched on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna recklessly speculate and say that he probably put hands on his daughter at a certain point in time, and Meth was like, "Whenever I catch him, it's up."
Right.
Hands on deck, hands and feet.
Besito, your thoughts?
I appreciated it. You know what I mean? Just like Sin, I had no context or nothing like that, but hell yeah, I appreciate it. It gave me vibes of the old story where some dude tried to rob LL Cool J's house and he whooped his ass. And somebody tried to rob Bun B's house and he shot him. Like, these old rappers don't play. Like
around.
These new rappers, they getting hung upside down by the ankles for they chains shook out they pocket like the bullies from Power Rangers back in the day used to do niggas like Suge Knight did Vanilla Ice. The old rappers is putting hands on niggas. They knocking niggas the fuck out. You know what I mean? Maybe y'all need some CMOS in y'all.
Real, man. Some
7 times, though?
Some echinacea, you know?
The headline
chamomile.
said, punched him in the face 7 times. Bro.
Count it.
Who counted that?
The nigga got punched.
Had to give him the 7 chambers, bro.
Officer!
7 of the 36 chambers.
Shit.
Into the 7 chambers, man.
Just about a little over half.
Yo, hold up. There was a 7th chamber
see it?
on Enter the Wu-Tang.
Into the 7th chamber, man.
Busta Rhymes is teasing new music. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are we? Now, we're not talking about it. We just heard one song. I just want to know. To say from 1 to 10, how excited are you for a new Busta Rhymes album?
2.
I'm
sorry.
I expect a high from you. You know what I mean?
You would, because you know what I mean. I've come to bat for Busta Rhymes many a times.
You have
at this podcast. That you know what I mean. That's for his classic material. You know what I mean? 90s, early 2000s. You know what I mean? Into mid 2000s. But like, I've been listening to the recent output. Might be time to hang it up, man.
Oh, damn.
It might be time.
So that man retire, bro?
Sin? If
I'm
Sin saying it.
sorry.
DD
but,
1 to
like,
10, bro.
Yo, shout out to Mecca for making that shit believable.
Did it?
And failing at the same time.
Yo.
Yo, just tour, my brother. You have so much great music that you've made, you know, that you could constantly tour, man. I listen to it, put my hands in my eyes, see 10 times in a row if I have
Did
to.
Dini give a number yet?
Yo,
Or he just shooting bail over
I
here?
don't- it's
1 to
time.
10, Dini.
As far as expectation and wants,
How excited are you from a scale of 1 to 10? Are you for Busta Rhymes album?
like a 2, bro.
Jesus.
I hate this for him,
Besito.
Oh, especially after the last album.
Facts.
bruh. Blockbuster.
0, man. Like, come on.
God
Let's be
damn.
honest here, man. I
Nothing.
Can't, nothing, man.
Nothing?
Nothing. If I have to listen, it's because the podcast told me to.
Demanded it.
0, man. But I will say this: when I heard the announcement, I did go back to the Big Bang because that's my favorite Busta album. I ran that back. I was like, damn, this shit was some fucking heat.
Dangerous.
They
That's
gonna
my
be mad
shit.
at
I would expect that from somebody that said Beanie Sigel is better than Sauce
Damn.
Feel me?
But it's like,
No
I hate to
casa
do this. I
needed.
hate segments like
I'm
these because they're
saying
gonna be
the,
like,
the coming is right there.
It sounds
You know what
bad.
I mean, when
Really?
disaster strikes is right
You said the
there.
what?
The Dangerous
When
album.
disaster strikes is right there.
Yo.
The Big Bang, man.
I caught it now.
Yeah,
Gangsta
well,
Busta, man.
It's what the album's called.
My New York shit.
gotta
You feel
pause
me?
it, you know what I mean?
The COMING
Right.
Oh yeah.
I hate these segments because they're gonna feel like we piling on, bro. But it's like -2 for me, bro. Nobody better suggest we listen to this project either. And don't come on, y'all in the chat. Don't come on the chat lying about how fire it is. Y'all niggas
because you
y'all
know they do, bro.
When it come to the OGs, y'all be grading on the curve and it don't be fire at all.
Listen,
bro.
I hate this.
Don't lie.
Don't lie.
I have to speak right now. I have to speak.
Okay.
Because you know what I mean. Missionary
Yo, we
happened.
gotta get out of here.
I know. I understand. But missionary happened. Y'all lied to us. Told us that shit was fire. It was cool at
A
best.
big K.
You know what I mean?
That shit was the joint you play with your kids in the whip. You know?
Listen.
Kids love this album.
When I tell you Redman changed my life,
Mm-hmm.
Redman changed my life in 1992 with What the Album. You know what I mean? My first favorite MC. When I tell you, I have not once had the desire to cut on Muddy Waters 2. Fuck it. What was it? 35 joints?
Yeah.
That 32?
32 joints?
Quite a few records.
An hour and a half long?
Nigga.
Yeah.
I've heard, listening to some of the production. Come on, bro.
We just seen him perform live like a year ago. Amazing, but
we can let look.
on,
And
man.
Walter's in the cut, shaking his head right now. You listen? Oh
Hell
okay.
no.
He just has desire to, like me. Look, sometimes let the legends be legends. You know what I mean? We don't have to, you know what I mean, force ourselves to like shit that they put out in the current age. Just let them be legends, bro. That's all it is.
Please.
Damn. And with that being said, Sincere said it better than any one of us could. He inebriated it all.
Absolutely.
He delivered.
Sin just
Mate-
kicked Redman off his lawn, bro.
Not really, but he kicked
That
it.
album.
Niggas
Slightly.
turning the
No.
cameras and the microphones on that line about these albums.
Muddy Waters 2 hasn't even made it onto my list. Because I didn't even
And he had his foot out.
invite it.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean-
Heisman. Yo.
Mailman came, he pulled up with
car.
the shotty, like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Besito.
Yo,
What we got today? Your segment, I want to be surprised. I'm not even going to ask what it is. I'm just going to wait back. What you got for us?
we gonna be fast because we running short on time. We've been bloviating on every topic today. I can feel the energy, you know what I mean? But where I left y'all off last week, or last episode, I should say, the crime blotter of the game. We've already had, you know, shit happening amongst those cases. Listen, y'all know the Drake case, you know what I mean? Like, we went through it in the first segment. The man done took his son out of school. The man is saying that they discriminating against him. It's all type of shit going on in that case right now. And right now, it's still in the, you know, the first phases of it. But it's an official lawsuit now, so we're gonna keep y'all posted. Listen, it's 92 pages on that document that was filed, so I didn't get through the whole thing, but there is some very interesting stuff there, you know what I mean? He say it's not suing Kendrick, but is the whole thing's about Kendrick, bro. But there's streamers in there, there's all type of folks in there, so when we get into the Drake case a little bit more, I'm sure this is the hottest news story, so I'm sure a lot of y'all already know about that. We're not gonna go too crazy into it. We got some news in the Puffy, the Diddler, too. His case done had a couple some things going through the Diddler. So right now in his case, they're basically in that moment where both sides are trying to just throw stuff out, trying for PR moves. They want the potential jurors to feel like they've done a certain way. But we have to say what they coming out and say is that apparently there's a few people that have seen these freak off tapes, you know what I mean? As much as 9 of them. And a lot of people who have seen the tapes are saying that Cassie seemed like a willing participant. She seemed, in their words, dominant in the situation, in that she was, you know, now this could be Puffy's lawyers going out there trying to shut down the case early, but I have a feeling there's been so many people sued since this Puffy situation that people are kind of falling back off of that, but I promise you this is going to be the wildest case of all of them. You know what I mean? That's the only person I feel like could actually go to jail. So be paying more attention there. Even the Breakfast Club came out and said that they had sources that seen some of the tapes And they said the same thing. Listen, Charlamagne, I don't know who you running PR for these days. You know what I mean? This ain't helping my mental health though. But so yeah, we're gonna pay attention to that Diddler case.
They say Cassie was the dominant. She was throwing the vagina.
She was running things. That's what they said. The people who have seen the tapes, that's what they saying. So you
I
know
don't
what
know
I
how
mean?
to feel about this.
I don't know how I feel about it either. You know, there's always that. You know, we don't know what his source is. We don't know what's going on. But
Hey, hold on. So the nigga threw 30 M's, and now his defense team is saying that she was dominant. So are you saying that the real goon in this situation allegedly might be Cassie? So she extorted the nigga, extorted the bro, and then said, "Fuck that, I'm telling anyway, bitch ass nigga."
You know what I mean? Listen, and I'm going to spend the bread with my husband. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'll write you a letter or two.
Is there more? You got more for us?
Yeah,
please?
yeah. We gotta cook a little bit more because we've gotten to the conclusion of this Lil Baby situation.
Oh Lord.
Lil Baby's first week, officially 144K. Salute to him.
Wow.
#1 album, outdid Bad Bunny.
That's the official number.
Wow.
144. Yeah, above the projections, right, Sin? It got to 144.
Second
But
week.
right, we get into the second week now, and Jarvis waiting for them second week numbers. So you're
am I.
not gonna be
Drum
able to
roll,
hide
please.
those, nigga. You're not gonna be able to hide them. But I did find a couple of weird things about the numbers on this album. Now, Sin, was it you, Sin, or was it one of the commenters that told us, or it might have been one of the commenters that told us that he got 50
LP.
pure.
It was.
Oh, shouts to LP. LP, the original Ariel Smoke, because LP was lighting me up back when before it was popular to light me up, all right?
LP.
Shouts to LP. He's the one that revealed they was 50K pure sales.
You gotta put an EQ or some kind of effect on that voice though. Chop or screw the vocals a little bit.
Real quick, a little Basington,
Right.
you know what I mean? But 50K pure sales of the 144K. Now, you know, I don't like, to the average person that might sound like, all right, 50K, 50,000 people bought it, you know what I mean, 144K. But it made me go back and investigate some numbers, because 50K, as crazy as it sounds, 50K is way above what most artists do on pures. That's Taylor Swift shit right there. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to
Crazy,
now,
right?
well, so it made me, you know, do some research about some things. Now, Lil Baby's last album, It's Only Me, 216 the first week. You want to know how much it did pure sales?
Yes.
6,500 pure sales.
Wow.
6,500. My Turn. Now, My Turn did, I believe, 30,000 pure sales
Good album.
in the entirety of 2020, not the first week, Danny.
Oh,
Like, so this is kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, maybe it's other artists. You know what I mean? Let me see what the big dogs in the game is doing. Now, I look back to For All the Dogs. You know what I mean? Drake's last album, For All the Dogs. Let's see what For All the Dogs did. First week, pure sales for All the Dogs was what was that? 10,000. This is the biggest nigga in the game at the time.
Oh,
10 racks in pure sales. So I said maybe Lucian was still his unk back then. You know what I mean? Let me see what's going on with Kenny right now. Maybe Kenny did something different. GNX first week pure sales was what? I think it was 20,000, right? Was it 20 or 30, Sin? So the two biggest niggas in the game, the niggas who was shutting down the internet, combined got less pure sales than Lil Baby on his last album, even though Lil Baby sold like 1/4 of what they did, period, on their last few albums.
That somebody somewhere inflated the first week by buying those projects?
Listen, man, Russell Simmons would be proud of these antics. You know what I mean? That's that old Def Jam move. You know what I mean?
Mace
Is
is
Leo
like,
Cohen?
Mace is like that nigga that found out that Batman had the Batmobile and R&D. This is the I want $10 million for the rest of my life.
Man, that's all I need. You know what I mean? That's what I need. Don't crash the car, please. Don't crash the whip. But yeah, you know what I mean? So I look at it and I'm like, listen, it looks a little cappish to me. You know what I mean?
Little.
It looks a little cappish to me. When I compare him to the biggest, best artist in the game, when I compare him to himself, the numbers don't add up. So Lil Baby, I'm gonna be watching the record sales on this album for the rest of the fucking year, bro. Like, this is kind of crazy to me. But that's what we talk. That's what we had to do today. A little investigative journalism. You know what I mean? Shouts to 2 T's. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hip hop journalism.
Let's get to the mail.
right here.
Let's get to the
This cap
mailbag.
is the size of like Mega Man.
Yo,
Bro.
So, you know, we reacted to Daylight and Rayvon doing a reaction. In the midst of that conversation, you know, Baylor, you know,
BTG.
shout out to the homie BTG,
Sure.
love you to death. But he was playing a victim role, and I highlighted that in fact New York is constantly the bad guy in these conversations, and in fact we are probably the victims here. That conversation spawned a lot of West Coast energy in that comment section. You know, also Rayvon's lyrics and us saying that Joey Badass saying too much West Coast dick licking is not the equivalent of you attacking New York culture abroad. The West Coast did what they did. We could disagree. That's what I love about it. We could disagree on that.
Salute to them.
But in the comment section, because we said New York don't hate the West, niggas got to talking.
Agree with that?
So we have two comments I'm gonna start off with first. His name is Sindra Poe 1846. Sindra Poe, I guess. He says, and it's in caps, stop. 50 Cam Mase. All East Coast OGs in that realm don't like Cali. Drake threw an empty shot claiming Cali reps him more than K-Dot. It was a lie as soon as it was said. I love New York, but NY OGs chose Canada, not even American. So your argument is valid. We Bomb First says, bro, the East be hating, period. 50 Cent, Cam, Mase, Fat Joe, Gilly. It's been hella New Yorkers talking spicy. Why though? So he's speaking about my argument when I said that New York does not hate the East. And I referenced in that conversation that it's the older niggas that carry that baton. I said it in here, I said it on stream. So Sindra saying that my argument isn't valid when you said the New York OGs, but that's what I said.
Old niggas.
If I said the old niggas is the ones carrying the baton, and at a certain age or younger, they don't carry that same baton, how the fuck is my argument invalid? Like did y'all get mad and not listen? Did y'all just react? Then we Bomb First saying that the East be hating 50 Cent, all these other niggas. It's like, all right. But again, you made my point. You named a bunch of old niggas whose experience is not the same as ours. They literally lived, pardon me, through the East Coast or West Coast war. So of course their perspective, they're war vets in that regard. So their perspective would be different.
PTSD.
Right. They'll always probably hold a certain energy towards the West. Cam had a real relationship with Big. Mase had a real relationship with Big. So of course they might not be whatever. Fat Joe was one of the most New York niggas in the world from that time. And he had a relationship with Big.
Yeah.
Of course. 50's a Queens nigga. Pac had issues with the Queens niggas. Of course, 50, you know what I mean? Gilly and Wallow, I don't know. I'm not from Philly. I don't know what the energy was. But again, it still falls under the fact that y'all are carrying the energy. When I told y'all clearly that it's the older niggas, it's not us. And even then, events took place to where, can you really be mad if they decide to carry that torch and say we don't fuck with it? Now, are they wrong when they say niggas is not lyrical or they say some dumb shit? Of course, we're not gonna stand next to them. But we're not gonna tell them how to feel about what they feel about. But
And as the older guy at this table, I fucks with the West Coast super heavy. Like, we all know this. I mean, love Snoop, love The Game,
Love Kenny.
love Kendrick. I mean, Schoolboy, everybody, Dre, all of them. You know what I mean?
No, she's not from them. She's rapping it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? However, if it comes down to like we scrapping, New York to the death. That's
He was
what
mad
it
at
is.
you about that. So
stay
That's
right
what it
there,
is.
son.
he was mad at you.
Shrimp.
Why, man?
Shrimp Boogaloo
Facts.
says,
Boogaloo?
that's his name.
Interesting.
Hell yeah, we want to hear New York. It's just that New York dudes always act butthurt if someone else is getting shine.
Come on.
Why not us? Gotta put up or shut up. You say what, son?
Ah, man, like, bro, like every region is the same. Every region. Like if a region feels shortchanged, if a region feels like they're not getting enough shine. Look, to this day, for as long as the South, Atlanta specifically, has been getting shine for like 20 plus years, they still get butthurt when anybody else gets some shine, especially up here in New York. So what are you saying? Fuck out of here.
Okay. Next one. Damn. Next one. I am Groot from 6'3". This is why New York City will never come back. Y'all literally downplayed Joey the entire time. So this is the thing that I and then Lisa Evers, that's not only the Lisa Evers, but Lisa Evers said, right? Question mark. What loses me? I gotta stop doubting if it's these people because it might really be them.
Yeah, you never know.
In one breath, you say New York niggas don't support niggas, right? And this is why. But in the same breath, you'll say that we're biased New Yorkers. The fuck do you want? If we said Joey Badass dropped a good record, but he jumped out the window. But if he said Joey Badass dropped a fire record, big New York, West Coast, what's good? We would have been biased.
Yeah.
Deanie, help me out.
I am Groot. Fuck out of here. That's all I can think.
All right, I guess.
That's all
I
can
respect
think.
that. Next one.
Oh, shit.
I'll pass this one to Macito. He wasn't on this particular episode, but y'all want to hear from the guy still. I mean 3961 says, the rap round table, salute. But I'm gonna say because Joey couldn't, and y'all can't either because I know y'all don't agree. But I feel like he should have said it's too much Kendrick dick looking. Full disclosure, I rock with Dot and Drake. I've been a fan of hip hop all my life, and I'm in my 40s. But as of 2024 closed and 2025 began, I felt most rap media and pop culture has completely ran wild with the Kendrick love and attacking anybody that don't acquiesce to that. I guess it's Joey's turn to get packed out for speaking against what the culture is feeling. What do you say to that?
So that's two different things you can respond to in there. Shouts to that comment. Now, can there be, kids like to say glazing these days, right? Can there be too much Kendrick glazing these days? It's all about perspective, right? Possibly. You know what I mean? Maybe,
You got
but
something to say, Zini? All right, you got something to say?
but at
Just a
the
little bit.
That's why he be calling out on the podcast. I don't feel good. He's
Yeah.
always talking about Kendrick. Now we know.
Yeah, I was man down. That
Now
niggas
we know.
hating. That niggas hating. I was
Did I
man
ain't
Now
talk
down.
about
we know.
Kitty again, man?
You don't want to talk about Kendrick?
You know what I mean?
Niggas had me on a
Fuck
pro
that.
Yo, he
method.
just came to the gig with a mask on and everything,
Yo.
trying to play it up.
Master
and
fuck
everything.
Kendrick. You know
All
what I
right,
mean? He had a mask. He had an OVO.
Niggas can't be
You had the
sick.
owl on the
I had
mask.
the owl on the
Yo,
mask.
yo,
Yo, fuck y'all niggas.
OVO
B.
edition, you know what I
I
mean?
was on the promethazine. Niggas don't
Yo,
believe my
this
sickness
shit.
now.
I
You see
like
what's going
that,
on?
nigga.
that was, you
Niggas
was
can't
just
be
sipping
sick in
that
New
for
York City.
leisure, bro.
Nah,
Dirty
bro.
Sprite and
That
shit.
shit had me on
Come
10.
on,
I was
man.
on
We
roll.
gonna-
OVO.
I think you back on the team, Deanie. I think you back on the team, bro.
Cut the
You
check.
know what I mean? But at the end of the day, as far as bro's comment, like,
What are we doing here?
as far as
Yo.
bro's comment, like, that's two different things, right? There can be too much, Kendrick glazing, Kendrick dick licking, as if that's what you wanted him to say. But has Joey gotten to the point that he deserves any of that attention? That's the thing. Like, Joey, you know what I mean? If there's somebody who can say that, maybe Tyler can say that, right? Maybe, maybe one of the top niggas, you know what I mean? Maybe Rome Streetz can say that, you know what I mean? But Joey Badass, a nigga who the best work he's done in the last decade is on a TV show, can't, you know what I mean? Like,
I'll do that. 2000.
you can't say that.
It was.
2000 was tough, but
on
Unique
now.
was better. To me,
He's not off.
to
Unique
me,
was fire.
it's just, you can't be the guy to say that. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm glad he didn't. You know what I mean? Because to me, if you're saying one person doesn't deserve the attention, you're saying it belongs on yourself. And I don't think Joey has earned that.
I'll take this one real quickly. Black Juice, pause. 5092 says, he said he's the king of New York, and New York niggas said nothing. So y'all co-signed him. I just want to reiterate this again. For people who always in New York business but don't know how the city work. Just because a New Yorker doesn't say anything does not mean we co-sign it. Quite frankly, it's the opposite. When New Yorkers are radio silent on a topic, usually that means that person is bugging the fuck out. And we don't even want to waste our time to give it that energy.
Facts.
Everybody woke up and knew that Joey Badass is not the king of New York.
Tripping.
And he's tripping. Like, we don't need to say it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe out west, that's how they do it. They gotta say it on Wax 100. One of the prominent or a prominent voice of the West needs to say he's bugging. In New York, silence is an enemy.
Golden.
Yep.
When you say you that nigga and somebody don't say hell yeah or fuck out of here, they just say nothing. That means you're not even on the register, bro. You didn't register.
Nowhere on the radar.
That don't mean that we co-sign. It just means that we don't even need to acknowledge this bullshit.
Yeah.
He got a lot to do to claim crown. To City Rap Snob, this is one of his feats. Derek 4K says, also, this isn't a reaction. It's a review. For a rap channel, y'all don't understand words.
That was it?
That's it.
What is that even in regard to? Nothing.
I guess we talked too long. I don't know.
I'm sorry. The Frank stand is open right now. Suck a dick.
Oh,
There you
shit.
go.
Damn. Coney Island Nathans.
Quite frankly, it was a reaction for argument's sake. We spent maybe like 10 to 14 minutes reacting to the song. And we spent the last 30 minutes arguing about whether the East loves the West, why the West feels the way they feel, and we had a back and forth about that. I don't know why this guy felt the need to say that. Do you need a balance? I'm going to pass this one to you.
Copy.
You weren't there, but I feel like you could respond to it. Mr. Barksdale 4374 says, here's my thing. Y'all have to hear Baylor. Y'all have to hear Baylor out. The rap roundtable fuck with the West Coast, but it's not just West Coast people that think the East hates on the West Coast during the beef. Y'all had guys like Mano, Cam, Mase, Gillies from Philly, 50 Cent, and Funk Flex saying stuff that came off as straight hate. So people aren't just saying that for no reason. The optics be looking real suspect in the light. Fat Joe also, Cam, Mase, and Joe be rocking the OVO merch. Why Joff act like the East Coast wasn't back in Drake? So before I say anything, again, these niggas are naming the niggas I said.
Yeah, a bunch of niggas that's 50 years old.
I said this. But go ahead, Dini.
I mean, maybe that's the ties. If Cam and Mase have ties, because I've seen them with the OVO shit too, that's their tie. Fat Joe has ties with Jordan, so does Drake. Maybe that's their tie. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're backing a nigga that they have some kind of like situation with. You know, at the end of the day, if you name a bunch of niggas from the West Coast back and something, and all them niggas is 50 to 60 years old, bro, and nobody of youth has anything to say, I'm just gonna assume that's just an old nigga issue. I wouldn't blame it on the whole coast, but
And it's not our fault that the old New York niggas have prominent voices. That's not our fault.
It's not. You got to tap in with the younger
niggas
niggas.
Have personal relationships with Drake.
Drake bro.
Just bought the dips out at the Apollo Theater, gave him all a bag like a year ago. 50 Cent, Drake was with the G-Unit spinner in the fucking video. Let's talk about how Jay-Z just put Kendrick on the Super Bowl stage, and on the intro of his album, he said that Nas was the only nigga that supported him in the game. How about that? The two niggas that we actually hail as the kings of our city.
The two actual dons of New York.
You know what I mean?
Both show love.
Basically, this one is for you. Dirty Dog 9772 says,
Already says.
New York had rainbow hair running shit. How are you talking about spitters? Y'all sound goofy.
Running shit?
Like, that's the thing. It's
Niggas be so out of touch with our city, but be
heavy.
mad loud about our city.
Right.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
packed them up, bro.
youth
Super
culture
packed.
He
is
coulda come
different
outside.
than what grown people are listening to. Yeah, the youngins was fucking with 6ix9ine like the 16 and 17-year-old people. You know what I mean? Like, they fucking with the Batman voices now. Like, the child culture is different than what the adults in the room are thinking at the time. There wasn't nobody of a certain age saying that this dude is the king of our city. The dudes that did say that all got locked up with him, all right? So, nah,
said he had
like,
a couple of
don't
good
get out
songs,
here
B.
like New York was out here
That's
repping
crazy.
6ix9ine like the king of our city, bro.
No adult sanctions 6ix9ine. Let's start
None.
there. He was getting extorted by adult New Yorkers.
Boom. While kids listen to him.
Even further, Mason's saying kids. Not even all the kids liked him, because some of them young kids on the opposite side would have hopped 6ix9ine
Yeah.
anywhere they saw him. Honestly,
Hands on
they would have
deck.
packed him out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this whole idea that New York had 6ix9ine was probably more popping outside of New York than he was in New York,
Florida.
and he admitted that he was botting. Like, he was the only rapper who was like, "Yeah, like I'm botting my numbers." New York didn't sanction that.
And we can all
This
take
is Flex's fault too, because Flex stood next to the nigga.
right, and we can all take a goofy nigga from somebody's city and say, "Hey, is he the king?" Like, let's be honest
That's
here.
a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Last but not least, because we always leave on a positive. Edmund says, "Found you through the company, man. Love the channel. Salute to the company, man. Salute to Edmund for giving it a chance once he
Appreciate
tapped
you,
in with us
fam.
through the company, man. That's what collaboration and building is all about. Community. Not panicking when some new niggas show up on the block, actually extending the olive branch and building a bridge.
You heard?
Facts.
But I digress. We are somewhere in New York City. We've ran much longer than I completely mapped this show out to be. I thought we'd be out of here in an hour and a half. Not gonna lie. But we are somewhere in New York City. We're running long. We're intoxicated. We're, you know what I mean? Pause.
Yeah.
We're a little hungry. But nevertheless,
Smacked.
we need all of the vagrants too.
Get off my lawn.
Get off
Fuck
Sincere's
my
lawn.
All right, man. This is gonna be multi kicking off my lawn.
Sheesh, we back here again?
Yeah.
Right,
I'm
kid.
gonna run these through.
More kicks than Liu
I'm
Kang.
gonna run through these fairly quickly. For one, couple of commenters, couple of people in the chat were coming at me in the last episode, the last studio episode, because I was wearing the. I'm showing love to everybody that showed love for me rocking the Wu-Tang dunks. Then some people had to come at me talking about that I'm not matching my Wu-Tang dunks. All right, so look, man, fire red Jordan 3s with the red flannel. Are you happy now? Are you happy now?
Are you satisfied?
Are you
with
not
the-
entertained?
with the white and red and black
You got to coordinate.
fucking rap round table?
You have to match.
Are you
Coordinate,
happy
dog.
now? You know what I mean? For you non-blending motherfuckers, y'all never learned about fucking complementary colors. That's
my
cool.
God.
Now I'm directly matching everything. All right.
The Dominican don't have company.
Yeah.
Even the iPhone,
Yo,
even the iWatch got the
that
red
is a
tones, man.
5-dimensional shot.
Yo.
Wow.
I'm a 10.
Yo, that almost
Never-
got past me.
Ne-
Yo,
Never mind
Tron.
y'all
That's a
missed.
Tron shot.
fresh off the mannequin, nigga.
man. You know what I mean?
Different work, bro.
They don't got complimentary colors. They don't. They don't.
Sheesh, Mace.
Got the coordinate.
Yo,
Anyway, never mind that. You know what I mean? Like, if y'all would have seen the hat and everything, the whole fit, the hat put everything together, but y'all couldn't see that. All right, cool. Anyway, second, the OVO community. We already, you know what I mean, talked about them at length earlier in the episode. I'm sorry, Mace. I'm absolutely so
My first one.
my heartfelt apology.
he's a Pac fan. Let it be known.
You know what I mean? But the OVO community is spiraling worse than the boy himself. Like, it is wild out there. Again, we were talking about being in a Twitter space, X space, whatever you want to call it, space. And it was very cringy in there. It was a lot of cringy energy in there. It was a lot of I can't lie. There was a lot of racist dog whistles. Like, I want to point out one specific person.
Don't put that anywhere. They don't deserve it.
I bet. Fine. You sure? All right. There was this one specific person that was just talking crazy about the ghetto and Compton and hip hop rules and then there was this one other person that said that Drake basically created hip hop at this point. Like, and here's the thing. If individuals have these opinions in and of themselves, that's one thing. You know what I mean? And I can address them directly. You know what I mean? You got to get the fuck off my lawn for having these shitty ass fucking colonizer opinions.
Oh.
But the other aspect of this is all the other, because I know these people were not of color. I know for a fact.
You never know.
I heard the vocal inflections. These people were not of color.
Ignorant.
These people look like this. You know what I mean? And
They
so
think you white too, you know.
I mean, that's true. But
Which I feel is insulting.
exactly.
Out of line.
Thank you. You made me lose my train of
I'm sorry.
thought.
They look like this is where you left off.
Yes. So now there's other people in the room that I know are of color, right? Black people in the room. And they're just letting them go off on all of these racist
Drake.
dog whistles because the common denominator is Drake. Your allegiance to Drake is bigger and stronger than calling these motherfuckers out for the racist bullshit that they was trying to say, right? And it's one of those things where it's not overt racism. It's not out and out racism. They're not saying the hard ER or anything like that. But when you speak about the ghetto in a certain way, right? And you know when you hear it, you know the context in which they're speaking and the tone of voice and the connotations surrounding all that. When you speak about specifically about Compton, right? One of the most important Black cities in the country, especially when it comes to hip hop, and you speak about it in a certain, and you frame it in a certain way, in a certain connotation, you know when you hear it. And these people just they gave these people in the space the green light to spew these fucking racist dog whistles in this space, just because, again, the common denominator is Drake. The amount of Trump energy that I felt in this space,
Wow.
palpable. Get the fuck off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Absolutely get the fuck off my lawn. While we're on the topic of Trump,
Oh,
very quick, Nelly, the fuck off my lawn, bro.
Uh-oh.
Get off my
Nelly
lawn.
is supposed to be, reportedly is going to be performing at the Trump inauguration. By the time this comes out, the inauguration will have happened, so we'll see. But from what I'm hearing of the reportings, Nelly, the fuck off my lawn. Ashanti, you letting him do this? You got to get the fuck off my lawn too.
Yeah,
Shanti's
uh-oh.
safe.
No, you might be right. You might
What's
be right.
popping in
You might be right.
that?
Stay on the lawn,
Right.
Ashanti.
You might be right. Lastly,
Oh, there's more.
just one more.
Wait,
And
there's more.
this is just personal. Nike got to get off my lawn.
What?
Don't tell me
Get
for all the
off my
J's.
lawn.
No, specifically the Jordan 1s. The bread Jordan 1s that's
250.
supposed to come
yeah,
out.
them new breads.
Not first, $250 is a crazy price point, but
The ones is crazy.
for how they are executed, I was willing to pay it. But now you're telling me that only 23 stores are going to be carrying the bread
Oh.
ones.
Huh?
You playing this limited game? The
Only
niggas got
23
options?
stores in the
Nah,
entire
yeah.
country are going to be carrying these bread ones that I've been
We
waiting
ain't
for
doing that.
I'll get
my
the $20
entire
Yeezys.
life.
You feel
like-
me?
Bro, why y'all doing this, man? Like I got the black cement 3s, no problem. I got
Facts.
the military 4s, military blue
Easy
4s,
work.
no problem. I had to go through jump through a couple of hoops to get the Wu-Tang dunks. You know what I mean? I've been able to get sneakers recently with relatively no problem. And now you want to pull this shit on
Yeah,
the
man.
bread ones? $250 plus you're only gonna have 23 stores carrying them.
Nasty work.
Y'all back on my list, bro. Get the fuck off my lawn, Nike.
Get off my
Nike's a
lawn.
fire though.
Hey,
Nike's
listen. I still
All
want
reds.
them brick 4s.
Them
Cop.
brick forces.
I'm a
Yeah.
cop. But you know what? If you out here trying to inaugurate on some rap shit, you know what I mean?
Get off my lawn.
You out here on some 47 and 45 vibes for a musical artist.
Get off my lawn.
If you allowing racial undertones and spaces to defend a musical artist,
Get off my lawn.
we don't sanction that here at the Rap Round Table. But you know, I like Maceito's kicks, so I'm gonna say it right now. If y'all see me pulling the hair with the same kicks Mace got on, don't say shit to me.
Fire.
Don't say shit.
We not sharing them though.
Dean
You know
and
what I mean?
Balance. Take us
Just
home.
know that.
Yo, I want to give thanks, man. Give thanks for everything. Shout out to Walt. You know what I'm saying? Shout
20K.
out to the Brooklyn Podcast
Hit the
Studio. You know, home. Shout out to Mase The Voice of the Culture.
Oh, boy.
Shout out to Sincere the Rap Snob. He makes beats.
Super
Holla at him.
producer.
Amazing production. Shout out to Jarvie, the motherfucking executioner. You know what I'm saying?
The
Keeping
GOAT.
everything locked in the way it is. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the day one. Shout out to the year 6s. We coming up on year 6, gang. We've been
Shout out to
cooking
all
for
the
niggas.
beautiful women pulling in who
Yo,
are
shout
not
out to the baddies
who
pulling
we
up in the
haven't
chat
scared
now.
away.
We not
Hey,
regular chat niggas. No, we got
girl.
ladies in the chat now. Shout out to the ladies. We love y'all. We see all the comments. We see y'all fucking with us every day. You know what it is, man. It's the Rap Round Table. Niggas is drunk. That shot put niggas in the zone, but we gone. Episode 115.
Shout out to the homie Walt.
Walt the
In
Great.
the
You know what
cut.
it is. We out here. The Rap Round
Sir.
Table, man.
Boom.